85. A good chance for rain in the afternoon and evening. Monday's high temperature climbs to 85. 50% chance for rain there. From the WGN Chicago Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Demetrius Ivory.
Right now, it's 74 degrees at O'Hare, 75 in Midway, 76 in Joliet, 75 in Waukegan, and 73 degrees in Aurora, and it's 78 degrees outside the WGN studios. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Rob LaFrenz, WGN Radio News.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a cold front coming through the sports studio.
You think so?
Yeah, Jack's in there buttoned up for a Northwestern football game in November, for gosh sakes.
It's cold in here, man.
Suck it up, man. You're the Northwestern reporter. You're going to be in that beautiful, almost dome stadium, that gorgeous stadium that they built.
It's the dream. Man. Nicest stadium, college football. Don't forget it.
Well, probably in some of most professional sports. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough of that. Home Sweet Home Chicago coming up next.
Hiking, camping, hunting, it's all an adventure in the great outdoors, but nature can be tough. You need to be ready for anything and everything. That's why Chevy Silverado is built for the great outdoors with over 13,000 pounds of towing capacity and trailering sway control. It can haul the biggest loads on the roughest roads. It's a true workhorse. Plus, with 8 available cameras and up to 14 different views, it can spot trouble before it gets to you. That's peace of mind. Right now, get 0% APR financing on a Chevy Silverado 1500 pickup plus, no monthly payments for 90 days. Doesn't get any lower than 0, so this is one great deal you don't want to miss this summer. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer today. Check out all current offers, service specials, or to schedule a test drive. Chevy Silverado, perfect for off-road adventures to places you've never been. Chevy drives Chicago.
For most parents, birthdays mark milestone moments. For families like mine who are living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, birthdays are a reminder the clock is ticking, and I will outlive my child. Until there's a cure, every second counts. Historically, those with Duchenne muscular dystrophy have not lived past their 20s. Cure Duchenne is changing that. Visit acurecan'twait.org.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and Jeremy Hogle from MegaPros Home Repair, Remodel, and Renovation Experts. Amy Ferrarell from Access. Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns. And Michael Houston from Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. Let's light this candle. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1. Elwood, buddy, how many miles to Chicago?
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hello, Chicago!
My name is David Hochberg, host of Home Sweet Home Chicago.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Where you from?
Chicago.
That's the Chicago. It's time for Home Sweet Home Chicago.
We're on a mission from God.
With your host, David Hochberg.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Those are the numbers for MegaPros. Call, text, and photo line. Just got to take a moment at the beginning of the show to recognize something. Go ahead, Neil. Let's just get this out of the way. Hold on. They're not ready, so we will move on to something else, and then come back to what I just built up really huge later on in the show. 312-981-7200. They're frantically going, oh, my God, how do you turn the oven on? 312-981-7200. All right, so this is the quick hit part of the show where everybody gets a question. We get the bird up to 165 miles an hour, lift the wheels, and hopefully we don't crash into a mountain here. So ladies first, right? We had an emailer that wanted to talk about the risks and costs of overhead lifts to make it independent. What are the risks and the costs real quick? You probably want to discuss it later, dive a lot deeper, but what is an overhead lift to transfer and all that stuff?
Overhead lift systems are easy to install and very cost effective and can prevent injuries for caregivers and independent users.
Is that in and out of beds, in and out of showers?
In and out of bed, in and out of wheelchair, in and out of wherever you would, in normal areas you would transfer.
Got it. And that's Amy Ferrarell, your phone number, Amy, from Access?
630-616-6249, and our website is allaboutaccess.com.
Tim Stearns, how are you, my friend?
Good, David. Thanks for having me.
Email question of the day. This is from Susan out in Plainfield. Had a yearly consultation. Had my yearly consultation with my financial planner over the phone. It only lasted a half hour. Felt rushed. Didn't seem to care. Is that normal? How does Tim perform his annual portfolio checkups? Is it annual or biannual for you? How do you do it just once a month? Once a year?
It all depends on the client, but I mean, a half an hour seems really quick, especially with what's going on in the world right now. So yeah, that seems really quick.
Portfolio checkups. What do you? I know you're probably going to dive deeper later because you want to talk about portfolio X-rays, but a couple of things that you go over, top 4 or 5 things that you review off the top of your head.
We definitely would look at performance, what's changed in their lives, and that type of thing, and make sure that they're on page with where we need to be.
Got it. Can we talk deeper, a little more about doing a mortgage check on all of your clients? Because what I'm seeing is the experienced homeowners are wanting to either buy a second place or move out of their current place, and they do not have a HELOC, which drives me bat poop crazy. And because it blocks up, it limits their ability to finance, and it costs them more money on their future mortgage because they have to finance more because they don't have any liquidity to put down, or you have to tap out of their assets to put down, which is a tax liability in most cases.
Right, and you just helped me with a new client that I had with that. So yeah, that's definitely something that we teamed up with Team Hochberg to do that. So,
all right, phone number for our listeners want to reach out to you.
1-800-640-2256. 1-800-640-2256.
Mike Houston, Lindholm Roofing. I have a question here from a listener, but this is going to jump it. Had a situation earlier this week. Last week, a couple was going out to buy their first home. I spent literally 6 months fixing and enhancing their credit and paying off their debt. They had like $70,000 worth of debt, which was costing them close to $4,000 a month. So which is the equivalent of a $400,000 mortgage payment. They satisfied the $70,000 worth of debt, which enabled them to easily buy a $600,000 home that they were looking to buy, right? Dual income, no kids, dinks. Great credit scores now. They had great credit scores in the past. Now it's even better because they're $70,000 worth of debt. Looked at a home, needed a new roof, okay? Built in the 80s, $500,000-$600,000 home, right? 2,800 square feet. You've been on roofs. You've been in and out of those and on top of those homes. Thousands, if not tens of thousands, in your illustrious roofing career. Home built in the 80s, probably time to look for a roof, maybe 30-year, 40-year lifetime. What is it going to cost this? They walked away from this home because the seller wasn't going to issue a credit. What are they looking at and others looking at listening right now, a new roof for that type of home?
You got to do an inspection. You got to really look at it and see if it really does need to be replaced. But a roof on a home that size, anywhere between $500 and $800 per 100 square feet of roof, depending on layers, pitch, how steep it is, how difficult it is, how high it is, what they choose for a roof. But anywhere between $500 and $800 per 100 square feet.
All right, so what does that mean for an average 2,850 square foot house? Normal roof,
$15,000 to $20,000.
Okay, and they were looking for a $20,000 to $25,000 credit, and the seller's like, yeah, thank you for that amazing counteroffer. We're going to go with the person behind you that doesn't want a credit for the roof, and they didn't get the house. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that these are the things you need to look at, and these are the things you need to consider, because once you buy that house, that new $20,000 to $25,000, $15,000 to $20,000 to $25,000 roof is on the buyer, no longer on the seller.
It is.
All right, phone number for our listeners want to reach out to.
773-283-7675. or lindholmroofing.com.
All right, we're going to come back with Amy Ferrarell from Access.
You got it.
I damn straight, baby.
Nailed it.
I know. After the break, we're going to come back with my special duck announcement after the break. I figured I don't want to go into the break. Figured
we
coming
heard
out of the
about
break.
this at breakfast.
Yeah, we had, and our listeners helped put Team Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago over the top. Wasn't even close. But Hanson. We're going to talk about that after the break. We got a little something special. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. This is Home from Chicago on 720 WGN. After the break, Amy Ferrarell from Access.
Think mosquito season is winding down? Think again. Mosquitoes stay active through the fall, and they're more than just a nuisance, folks. They can spread diseases that affect both people and pets. Schedule your new Healthy Home Maintenance plus mosquito service by August 22nd. Mention you heard us on this station and get $75 off. Trust your home to local, family-owned pest experts since 1860. Call 1-800-GOT-PESTS or visit rosepestcontrol.com for your free quote.
Hey Chicago, John Williams here. If you're like me, you want your home to be handled with care. Next Door and Window, a local family-owned business, does just that. Here's Next CEO Justin Bartley.
Thanks, John. Next Door and Window makes replacing your windows and doors stress-free and easy. We take a no-pressure, consultative approach to helping homeowners find windows and doors that meet their exact needs.
I guess that's why Next received an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau.
That's right. We also received the BBB Torch Award for exceptional business ethics. And we're proud to say that 50% of our business comes from repeat and referral customers.
Well, I like the sound of that, Justin. What's your current offer?
Right now, get 50% off installation and 0 interest and 0 payments for 12 months.
When you're looking for premium windows and doors and great people, give Next a call. 844-600-NEXT or visit nextwindow.com.
We're right next door.
I would recommend anybody to Mega. She said, let's try Mega because we don't know anybody else that does that kind of work. And Steve came out and just happy from the get-go.
We're speaking today with Mega customer Jim Stipp.
They redid the bathroom for us. This is the second time they've done something, and we both feel very relaxed about it. Have no qualms with them coming in. They got the keys to the house. We enjoy the gentleman who does it, who's Jeff. He does a fantastic job. My wife and I were talking about tonight is that Jeff had laid down some kind of, I don't know what it was on the floor. For him walking in and out, he didn't have to mark up the floor or do anything, and they kept everything nice and clean, and I would not hesitate to go back to them again or recommend them to anybody. They come in, they're professional. I like Mega. We're just happy.
One Mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com. One Mega call does it all.
When you buy a car, you got a lot of options. You get 4 wheels, but how many doors do you want? Do you want a trunk or a frunk? A sunroof, moonroof, or a roof that comes all the way off? With Consumers Credit Union, your team can help you find your dream car and finance it with the kind of low fees and great rates that keep your options open. Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner. Federally insured by NCUA.
The WGN TV Plus app has more ways for you to stay connected. Stream WGN News Live. Get breaking news. Download our free app on your device.
Yep. Rocky. Underdog coming in at the last minute. Hanson. Final results. Team Hochberg, home team of Chicago, 2,141 Ducks. 2,141 Ducks. Our goal was 1,000, then they upped it to 1,250. We pretty much almost doubled that. Lisa next, 1,700. Surratt, 1,700. Lou, 1,400. John Williams, 1,300. Oh, look who's last. 1,254. John Hanson. With the last minute duck by, third to the last person, 94.95. Hanson coming in, trying to get him up. So just wanted to thank everybody for donating. There is a listener out there, Rita and John from Mount Prospect. Per our conversation today, no, I didn't see the emails, not there. Rita and John Mack, Marlene's friend. Okay, we all know who Marlene is. She's the legend here at WGN Radio. She became friends with these listeners, and the lady kindly donated to us because she appreciates everything that we do. And last but not least, this is a message from Carrie up in DeKalb, who's a PhD, by the way. Hi, David. I had to reach out. I was getting so tired of the other hosts on GN complaining and whining about how you were beating everyone in the contest. I actually texted, said whiners, and reminded them that you were on 3 hours a week, 1 day a week. Lou has 4 as opposed to 20 hours for the rest. Do the math. They should be killing you. So at the last minute, I bought a 6-pack for you. Good luck. So thank you, Carrie, PhD, in DeKalb and Sycamore. So there you go. Just want to thank every single one, every sponsor of the show. I sent out the duck alert, right? I put up the duck sign. Everybody got a text email. Hey, the show is up against everybody else. We're kind of lacking right now. Can you help? And on Thursday, we bought 900 ducks just from the experts on the show. Every single expert on the show bought a duck. So thank you to every single expert and all of our listeners. Goes to a good cause, but we kicked their rear ends. So I just wanted to say thank you, Mike, you, Amy, you, Frank donated, all the way down, up and down. Thank you, Tim, for your hearty donation. Everybody but Stephen A. Leahy, who donated to John Hansen. And he told me as I was driving him in last week that he did. So I'd like to thank everybody but Stephen A. Leahy, who didn't buy a duck. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and phone line. Amy Ferrarell, let's talk about these overhead lift systems. It's not only for, let's hold on. It's not only for the older community as well. It's for families that have disabled children, right? How many times we had a caller after Frank announced the grant from the state a couple of 3 years ago. Lady called in and said, hey, my son is disabled, right? When he was younger, 4, 5, 6, 7, I can handle him. Son's going through puberty now. Right. He's getting a lot heavier. He's growing, right? I can't pick him up anymore. Yep. Can I apply for this grant for my disabled son? And sure enough, so when you're talking about overhead lifts and to transfer, it's not just for the elderly. So let's just open it up starting there.
Yeah, and it's not just for a caregiver and patient situation. There are ceiling-mounted lifts or overhead lift systems that can work for people independently. I have a lot of veterans that maybe are amputees or paraplegics that use this equipment by themselves, so they don't have to have a caregiver. They can get in and out of bed. They can transfer from the chair to the toilet, things like that. But the reason I wanted to talk about ceiling-mounted lifts today was because I think when it comes to the accessibility industry, people focus more on stair lifts or elevators, right? But this is a really important piece of equipment because transfers happen every day and they happen very frequently. You have to get out of your bed and get into the wheelchair. You have to use the toilet. You have to use the shower. So you have many transfers that happen a day, and that could potentially be a caregiver that's lifting you all of those times. Well, what happens if the caregiver hurts their back? And that's your only caregiver. What happens then? Then now you can't transfer anymore until they're better. So the whole point is just to show everybody that there are more solutions that exist than stair lifts and elevators in this industry, right? And ceiling mounted or overhead lift systems are one of those options that really make a big difference.
These aren't, I shouldn't say, I would assume that these need to be professionally installed. You're not going to sink in like wall, things you put your pictures on, those anchors. You're not going to sink. You're not going to sink.
It can become. There are solutions like gantry systems that are freestanding, so we don't have to connect it to anything. It's just 2 feet and a rail, and you can move that with you. So if you moved bedrooms or if you moved homes, you can take the whole system with you. So those are fairly easy to install, but also you can take it to a more complicated level where you actually have a track system that goes from your bedroom and it's connected to the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
And it goes from the bedroom and the track runs all the way into the shower and over the toilet. And, it can become complicated. But if you have a licensed professional like Access Elevator installing it, it's not complicated.
How often do you need to get those systems? So if you go into the ceiling above your bedroom, I don't even think about doing a track all the way to the bedroom. That's genius. If you've got enough clearance to get through the door and get to the shop, that's fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Because I'm just picturing my mom, right? May she rest in peace and her memory be an eternal blessing. She had MS and she was in a wheelchair and it was dead weight, right? And when she fell, David and my father and my brother had to pick her up, and she had no use of her legs. Forget about it. Okay, so when you're getting somebody like that out of bed, or somebody that has to transfer from a bed into a wheelchair, it's very dangerous. Not only for the person that's being transferred, but the person doing the transferring. You're in a weird position. You're bent over, which is not the way you're supposed to lift anything.
Sometimes you're dealing with dead weight, right?
Literally.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it makes a significant difference in the safety of the user and the patient, for sure.
Got a text here, and I'm going to apologize in advance for screwing up a lot of words in this text because they're big, more than 2-syllable words, Tim. David, overhead lifts in the hospital industry have greatly reduced injury to staff from moving patients, especially bariatric. Probably geriatric.
Bariatric.
Oh, what is bariatric?
So, heavy. So that would mean you
post-surgery.
Hang
on. Let me finish. Especially bariatric patients post-surgery. What's bariatric mean?
So bariatric meaning like your weight is over a certain amount. So somebody that's maybe 300 or 400 pounds or more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and we have lifts that can lift up to 600 pounds.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our standard lift is 440.
Wow.
So that's the standard lift, but yeah, we can go up to 600.
So I learned a new word today.
Bariatric. Yeah.
I should go take the ACT over again. Might clear that word on the verbal section. Probably not. Probably screw it up again. But bariatric, all you kids out there working into a sentence. So what do these lifts cost? I assume depending upon where they're located and how far they're going to transfer the patient, how much, what are you looking at starting point?
We have simple gantry systems that can go over a bed in a bedroom that are freestanding that start at around $7,000. So $699.95. Okay.
And what's the most expensive that you've been involved with?
Extensive. Yeah, up over 20.
20 grand?
Yeah, I've gone, we can get into the 30s depending on how far you want to take the track. And, if you're running the track from room to room, we have to open up headers on doorways and things like that. So the more complicated it gets, obviously, the more money it's going to cost. So,
2 follow-up questions.
Sure.
Number 1, are there financing options available for our listeners who are over their skis with debt and can't afford to just whip a check out or Zelle you 30 G's or 10 or 5 grand for the system? Is there financing options?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can work that out with you. We'll have somebody from our office call you and they can run you through that process.
Is your population of clients, are they of the older skew, or are they younger? Are more than 50% over 65 years old? Because I just learned yesterday that 10,000 people a day are turning 65 years old.
Yeah, surprisingly, no. That's
Younger.
that's actually not the mass majority of our clients. It's, there's a lot of people that just have general disabilities that also need this equipment. So yeah, the aging population is there for us for sure, and that's a lot of stair lifts and things like that.
Here's a 630. Do you rent these out post-surgery, and then after I get better, you could take it out? I'm looking to get a hip replacement. Don't want to have to rely on anybody. Can I get it for when I get out of the hospital and rent it from you?
So it's not something that we do currently, but it's not outside of the realm of possibilities.
Okay.
To be honest, that's the first time anybody's asked me to rent a gantry system, but it's not outside of the realm of possibilities. So it could be up for discussion.
Probably not wise. I'm sure there are nurses and doctors out there going, probably not want to do that after surgery. You probably want to get a little help.
Yeah, if you're using it independently, the apparatus that you would have to use independently requires a lot of upper body strength and pressure on the hip. So it might not necessarily be the best option.
Got it. Tim, I know you're looking at me. I've been working out. My upper body could probably handle it.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I know you were. I saw it. I saw it in your eyes. Amy,
that's funny. I was thinking that too.
I know, Mike. I saw both of you are on my corner. Left eye is Tim, right eye is Mike, and they're both going, yeah, you could probably do it.
Yeah.
If our listeners want to reach out to you and access, what's the best way to do it, Amy?
Our phone number is 630-616-6249. I always almost give out my personal phone number by
Which
accident.
is?
630-616-6249. And our website's allaboutaccess.com.
Social Security number?
No, never mind.
All
Sorry.
right, this is Home Search God. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. We've got Tim Stearns from TJ Stearns coming up next, talking about doing an x-ray of your financial portfolio. Coming up next.
Bob Surratt Mornings, the best way to start your day. Weekdays 6 to 10 on WGN.
It's 79 degrees and partly cloudy along Chicago's lakefront at 10:30. Good morning. I'm Rob LaFrenz. The news is sponsored by News Nation. Police are searching for a suspect in a triple shooting this morning on the south side. In sports, the Cubs put their 5-game winning streak on the line against the Royals tonight at Kauffman Stadium at 6:10. And the White Sox face the Guardians at the rate at 6:15. WGN traffic, we have two situations of people on the roadway. One on the Dan Ryan reported 3 juveniles along the wall. That's outbound to 71st Street. And then on the Kennedy, reports of a man walking around with a bottle in his hand, and that's outbound at the 1st Avenue. On I-8094, we have an accident that has the left lane blocked eastbound to Clay Street. On the Kennedy, there's an accident reported outbound to Cumberland. And on the Stevenson, there's an accident that has the 2 left lanes blocked outbound at LaGrange Road. And don't forget, the Ohio Street ramp from the Kennedy will be closed again this weekend through Monday morning at 5 a.m. Police are looking for clues into a shooting on the south side Friday night that left 1 man dead and 2 others hospitalized. It happened in the 700 block of West 73rd Street in the Englewood neighborhood around 9:45 p.m. A 34-year-old man was shot multiple times. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. The other victims are men 20 and 50 years old. Both are hospitalized in fair condition. And Market Days returns this weekend for its 43rd year, bringing more than 40 performers to 5 stages throughout the North Allsted neighborhood. The LGBTQ+ Street Festival features live music, food, shopping, and more. Market Days runs through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. each day. The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center, we're looking at a mostly sunny and moderately humid day with highs in the upper 80s inland and about 80 near the lake. Clouds return late at night, bringing the chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm after midnight with a high of 83. It's 76 degrees at O'Hare, 77 in Midway, and it's 79 degrees outside the WGN studios. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Rob LaFrenz, WGN Radio News.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
What hand was that guy carrying a bottle in? Was it the right hand or the left hand?
It's in his left hand.
Okay,
actually.
that could be my Uncle Roy. We've been searching for him for a couple of days now, and he always carries his bottles in his left hand.
Well, I'm glad we know. That's
all right. Don't judge,
breaking
Rob.
news.
Rob, don't judge. Let him go.
No judgment here. No judgment here.
Let him go. Home Sweet Home Chicago coming up next.
We all have so much to do around the house, but perhaps the most important home projects are the ones that keep us safe. According to the CDC, 80% of falls in a home occur in the bathroom. With often limited space and hard surfaces and wet floors, bathrooms can be dangerous. Do you worry about it? Maybe your slippery tub or a high step into the shower, the dim lighting? Those aren't just inconveniences, they're obstacles that can put your safety at risk. Contact Access. A minor bathroom modification today, like a simple grab bar or an elevated toilet seat, can keep you and your loved ones safe while preventing a major home modification down the road. The pros at Access are the leaders in ADA general contracting since 1990. From one-day grab bar installations to walk-in showers to comfort-hide toilets, Access does it all. Call 844-IL-LIFTS. That's 844-455-4387. Or visit allaboutaccess.com. That's allaboutaccess.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Hi, this is Steve Dale. I will be live from renowned Pettorino's restaurant, Booth 46, twice monthly. I'll be talking with celebrities, historians who know about the past, and Chicago newsmakers of the present. Listen to Booth 46 at WGNradio.com.
Peter Greenberg this afternoon at 5.
I'm Peter Greenberg with 10,000 tips for your travel.
Followed by John Williams and the Mincing Rascals tonight at 8.
Join me, John Williams, host of the Missing Rascals podcast broadcast.
It all starts this afternoon at 5 on WGN Radio. Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Did you get it, Tim? Did you get it out of the way? That was a good voice throat clear there. 80,000 people heard it throughout the world.
There's no way.
Yeah, that was Tim. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. You asked me a question about Stephen A. Leahy during the break, if I've met his wife.
Yes.
Which you're too afraid to ask on the air. I've met his wife, and she is an absolute sweetheart.
I believe it.
Stephen A. Leahy, not so much. And he texted me.
Yes.
I knew you would win. John needed my help. Okay, traitor. 3-1 on the. So I drive him in every weekend.
I know.
God forbid. Right, he
even if he's not on the show.
Right, he just shows up at Mariano's and gets in my car.
He comes for the free breakfast.
Well, he had a rough one last week. He had a very short morning, let's say, and he actually had breakfast, which he tied one on the night before. So I'm like, hey, I need you to buy some ducks. I'm in this contest. He's like, I already bought ducks. I'm like, well, thanks, man. He's like, for Hanson. As we're passing Wilson on the way in off the Edens, I'm like, really? So I started pulling off on Wilson. He's like, where are you going? I'm like,
drop you off.
I'm like, come on, man. Why don't you call John Hanson up and just tell him you're at Wilson and the Kennedy and have him bring you in. 312-981 turncoat. So I asked him right then and there if he'd support me next year, and yeah. So then I called Hanson and woke him up and said, Lee's off the board next year. So I duck blocked him. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Let's talk about audits. Let's talk about X-rays. That email that we received is really disturbing. If your financial planner is doing a 100-yard dash on you, and to review your portfolio, that financial planner should be your past financial planner, right, or your previous financial planner. Can you dive deeper on how you guys do it at TJ Stearns?
Well, I'll give you an example. Last night I got a phone call at 8 o'clock at night. One of our older clients got scammed up in Seymour, Wisconsin. Find that on a map. That's Green Bay. And she was freaking out because she thought she lost $14,000 to some
scammer.
And
scumbag.
We get phone calls like that all the time. My point is that I stayed on the phone with her for like 45 minutes last night talking her off the ledge.
Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday.
So I mean, we do what needs to be done. So whether it's that or whether it's an audit of what's going on, a review for the year. But the big thing I'm here to talk about today is that what we're finding when people come to see us is they're not understanding what's in their portfolio. For example, we just had a woman yesterday who had over 90% of her net worth in one stock. Now, she knew it was in there, and it was Apple, which if you know what's happened there in the last 2 weeks, it was a rough road.
Not good.
So thank God we had talked to her that we're getting it diversified. But at the end of the day, with the commercials that say, what's in your wallet with Capital One, what's in your portfolio, most people don't know that. And she didn't realize that other funds that she had that underlying in it. So she,
so the other funds that she was carrying that she thought she was diversified in had large positions of Apple,
exactly,
which was basically making her sole position of Apple more risky.
Even more.
Right, got it.
So she had even more in there. And then the other thing is, we're always full disclosure with our fees. People think that when they're in a fund, that whatever they disclose to you is what the cost is. Well, guess what? There is trading inside those funds. So I tell people, call whoever you want, Fidelity, Vanguard, and ask them what a trade costs. And when they can't answer that, the minion that you get on the phone.
If you get a person.
If you get a human.
Right.
And then ask to speak to the supervisor, because that person won't be able to understand it. There's no free lunches on Wall Street. You are paying for trading, and they can't answer that. And so what I'm trying to tell people is that, you get what you pay for. We put stop losses in. We're putting active management because in this volatile market, you need to have that.
Sure.
You need to have hedges on your portfolio. And if you're in your 60s, you shouldn't be just buy and hold. That's not a thing anymore.
The overall market is extremely leveraged.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing happen in the 90s with the real estate, in the 80s with real estate, the 90s with the .com.
Yep.
And in the early 2000s with the real estate. The experts that I follow online and I read, the amount of leverage and the amount of risk that's being put into play right now that everybody's exposed to is what I'm trying to, is a phrase I'm looking for. The exposure to risk that we have is the greatest it's been
ever
in the history of the stock market.
Agreed.
And every time we've had huge exposures like this, it did not end well.
No.
And, you have the U.S. Treasury bailing out the Japanese yen, which a lot of our listeners have no idea what that means.
Right.
Which means that if the yen collapsed, then the Japanese government would start selling treasuries, which would not be good, which would drive mortgage rates up. So the U.S. Treasury Besant came in to back them this week that nobody's talking about on a grand scale. You look at the leverage that's going on with Wall Street, and it's just a very scary time right now. And to be overextended or into different products that you're not balanced, you could get your teeth knocked out, and you might not even realize that you're missing teeth until a couple of weeks after it's already happened.
Right. And so one of the things we're trying to spread the word to people is that if you're over 59 and a half,
Yep.
you are able to take money out of your 401k, even though you're still working.
Mhm.
You're still deferring. You're still getting your profit sharing match from your company and roll it into an IRA that you can put in stop losses and expand your there's more than stocks and bonds out there.
Sure.
You shouldn't be all correlated to these markets,
Quick-
especially at an all-time high.
Question for you. When you're doing the overall deep dive review, can I add that you please get a copy of every single one of your clients and our listeners' mortgage statements?
Right.
So you could create a spreadsheet. You could easily look up through AI what the value of their home is.
Right.
Get a loan to value, get a combined loan to value if they've got a second, and try to talk to your clients about the benefits of a home equity line of credit or a reverse mortgage, or possibly looking at paying off their debt with a line of credit or a refinance or a reverse mortgage, because I don't think that's covered enough. And the biggest asset that a lot of our listeners have, and I would bet over 60% of your clients, is the equity in their home.
Right.
Right.
And that brings us up to the other thing that we were going to talk about is September 24th at Harper College.
Yep.
We're having you speak to my clients and your listeners.
Yep.
A free, although you are going to provide water.
I'm providing Team Hochberg water,
which is unbelievable of
yeah,
you.
that I'm able to bring, but I wasn't able to bring to the police and fire stations in Northbrook 8 weeks before the election because our city manager made up a ridiculous story and lied to me. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Back to you, Tim.
So September 24th at 6:30, we're going to have basically an informational event about what you're speaking of. One of the reasons with the HELOC is that way no one can steal your house. I think that's kind of important because a lot of my clients own their houses.
Sure.
But also to do a deep dive as to why you might want to have your mortgage reviewed if you still have one, and all the different things that go with that.
Yep.
So that's another reason that we're partnering with you.
Yeah, I'm going to cover three things. I'm just going to cover the benefit, how to get money out of your house, the three ways to get money out of your house. Refinance, HELOC, reverse mortgages.
Yep.
And the risks and rewards for both. I'll be up there 10 minutes for each one, if not less. I'll give examples and answer questions, not selling anything.
Right.
Every HELOC that I send or refer out to Consumer Credit Union, I make zero. I don't make any money on those. Okay, so if everybody's like, why are you doing this? Because it's the right thing for the listeners to do. Okay, listen, we had a mutual client. She owned her home free and clear here in Illinois. She wanted to buy what was she, $500,000 home up in Wisconsin that she's going to eventually transfer to.
Right.
She owned her home free and clear. Right? I'm like, and she was going to sell her house, and she decided not to sell her house, so we couldn't get a HELOC. If she would have taken out a $400,000 HELOC, Tim, on her $500,000 home,
right,
she would have been able to put the $400,000 down on the $500,000 home, pay interest only on that money, which is the cheapest money she'd be able to get, go with a smaller mortgage, and her overall monthly payment would be lower.
Right.
And it just, when you come to us at the last second and it's ready, fire, aim, then you go with 20% down. Right. She's got to tap out her assets from you.
Right, which is a taxable event.
Go with the $400,000 mortgage at a higher interest rate.
Right.
It just costs her more money. So let's dive deeper when you're starting to do these x-rays.
Yep.
Please get a copy of everybody's mortgage statement so we could create a spreadsheet, send it back to you.
Got it.
And say, hey, here's an opportunity, here's not, and move forward, because it's really in a defensive mode as well, and also to be in an offensive mode if and when they ever need the money.
Well, that way we cover all the bases.
Yep. Phone number if our listeners want to reach out.
1-800-640-2256. That's 1-800-640-2256.
We're going to take a quick break here. Mike Houston just turned off his cell phone because it was vibrating on the table and it was kind of distracting, but nobody heard it, Mike. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's the... That's a MegaPro's home call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago at 720 WGN. Mike Houston, Lindholm Roofing, coming up next.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order. Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer. Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
Hi, I'm Tim Stearns from TJ Stearns. I find that people are generally unaware of certain factors that can significantly impact your path to retirement. Factors like healthcare, taxes, income, and legacy planning. As you approach retirement, if these elements are not addressed, it can have devastating effects. I call it the retirement riddle, and I love solving it. Call me. Let's discuss a Protect and Grow blueprint. 1-800-640-2256. My only minimum is that you're a nice person. 1-800-640-2256 or visit tjstearns.com.
I get this question a lot. How often should I have my chimney and fireplace inspected? The answer is every year. Annual inspections ensure the safe operation of your home's fireplace. So if you can't recall the last time you had your chimney and fireplace inspected, schedule that inspection now with my friends at Lindholm Chimney Heating and Cooling. My advice? Beat the rush and their busy fall season. Schedule today. It's just $99 for a complete chimney inspection. Visit WGNfireplace.com. That's WGNfireplace.com.
I'm here with Home Sweet Home Chicago real estate attorney and trust planning expert Dave Schluter, who has been practicing law for nearly 40 years. Dave, when callers into Home Sweet Home Chicago ask about estate planning, we often presume they have never planned ahead of time. What are some of the circumstances they reach out to you regardless if they already have an estate plan?
Relationships frequently change, Dave, in families, and my office provides what I call the tune-up, with a personal visit to ask some hard questions. Are the people who they pick to be in charge still getting along, etc.? Have there been divorces? Are any of the kids having financial problems and blowing through money? So they might want to adjust their inheritance. It's a very reasonable cost to tweak their documents to the current circumstances.
Dave always provides a free phone or in-person consultation, has a great staff, and you could reach him by calling 630-285-5300 or online at WGNattorney.com. That's 630-285-5300 or online at WGNattorney.com.
Let's review.
I got a sensitive bum, okay? Just want to throw that out there. It's one of my highlighted features when I'm hired to talk.
What did you say?
You have a bum for radio.
I can't believe that you just said that.
I've never been hired to talk. That's the problem.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. We got to get a throat clearing company to sponsor the show because
I didn't want to be outdone.
Tim is crushing it today. Tim is absolutely. That's 2. So keep it up, Tim. It's great timing. So when the light goes on, Tim, you might not want to clear your throat. So you might want to try to time it before the light goes on.
There's a button. There's
right.
a button.
Or just leave the studio, come back in, get rid of what's ever up in there, however you got it. I don't know. But it'd be nice to exfoliate it before you come on the air because it sounds disgusting. All right. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. Mike Houston, how many roofs have you been on? How many houses have you climbed up?
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
I saw they got you a nice new car. I saw the
Expedition
in the parking lot when I pulled in. Nice job.
Black
there.
and beautiful.
It's beautiful. Nice job with the Lindholm on the side.
My mom used to call those the Ford Explosions.
Yeah. Exploders. The Ford Exploders.
Yeah.
Those are the Explorers.
Damaging weather, buddy. This has been a year for weather. Holy
Unbelievable.
smokes. Yeah.
Strange. More and more tornadoes than ever in history of Illinois.
Just in this area.
Just
it used to be out in the Plainfield, Joliet, Monee, right out in the Kankakee County area. Now it's getting into Cook County and Lake County. Not that it's okay to go down and start blasting through Joliet and Monee. I'm just saying that it used to be out in the out in the further southern suburbs. Now it's coming right through Arlington Heights, and we had one. A buddy of mine belongs to Ravinia Green Country Club in Riverwoods. They had to shut down the back 9 because a tornado came through and ripped up a bunch of trees there just last week or 2 weeks ago.
A lot of trees fell on homes. A lot of wind damage. A lot of hail damage. Tornadoes coming through. I think it was Darien.
Sure.
Yeah, Darien. I mean, they've been Bartlett, Roselle.
Jeez.
Northwest suburbs.
Don't know why, man. It's just happening.
Well, what are you guys doing to fix it?
Anything we can. We're out there for the people. You call us, we'll come out and take a look. If you think you have damage, if you don't think you have damage, it's always good to have it checked. If you were in a zone where there was a lot of wind, a lot of rain, trees falling all over the place, power out, chances are there's something that happened to your roof, whether it be a simple blow off or a full tree branch blowing through entering into your living room. We've seen it.
Are you seeing insurance companies backing away from roofs?
They're backing away from whole roofs and basically only repairing the minimum that they have to repair, or if I should say covering the minimum they have to repair.
Are they covering the rest of the life of the roof?
Yes.
So let me explain to our listeners that might not know what we're talking about. Let's say 20 years, okay? Just use 20 years in this example, right? And you've got coverage for the roof, but you're 12 years into the roof. And your roof was damaged, right? Shingles taken off, a tree went through it, whatever. But they're only going to cover 8 years that was left on your roof instead of the full 20, and only taking like a percentage. That percentage. Are you seeing that insurance companies are backing away that way, or how are they backing off?
Insurance companies typically will allow for actual cash value of the roof, so they depreciate it.
Right.
If you don't do anything, that's all you're going to get. A $20,000 claim, they give you $10,000 up front because they feel that the roof has depreciated 50%. So what happens is if you replace what they approve, then you do get back your recoverable depreciation. They will pay you in full.
Okay. So are they still sending up drones, and are they still putting on are they sending out inspectors in areas where there was damage, where they've got a lot of clients, like just doing visual roof checks from the ground, or are they sending drones up and doing a visual inspection to get ahead of it?
All the above. A lot of insurance companies now are sending out independent inspectors, basically a ladder crew. A marginally educated guy with a ladder and a camera, and he'll take notes, and then he'll send all the information he finds to an adjuster sitting behind a desk in Topeka, Kansas, to cover a home in Chicago, Illinois. It used to be 15, 20 years ago, the insurance company would send out their own inspector. Sometimes that inspector would sit in his car or truck and write a check and hand it to the homeowner and say, here you go.
Those days are over.
Those days seem to be over.
Okay, so you get a roof inspector, quote-unquote roof inspector.
Right.
Guy Larry on the ladder, all due respect to everybody by the name of Larry who has a ladder, right? They climb up on behalf of the insurance company, okay? They're up there taking pictures. It's not actually walking on the roof, right? And you've been on tens of thousands of roofs. You could tell something about a roof by how your foot is on that roof, right? And
you can.
Right, there's a lot of visual stuff that you can't get from a camera, right? You got to be on that roof, seeing it from a different angle, and your experience. What kind of exposures do our listeners have from those just picturing some guy in Topeka, which we're huge in Topeka. We love everybody listening on the internet in Topeka or visiting Chicago and listening. Huge following in Topeka, Amy. Just want to let you know that we don't want to upset anybody in Topeka.
Topekans.
Topekans. So we got half a minute before the break here. What type of protection can our listeners do against something like that if it comes back low?
The homeowners always have the option of requesting a second inspection at no additional cost. And if that inspection does not go well, then they have the third option of hiring their own independent inspector or adjuster to come out and take a look at everything. And if that inspector finds anything more than the insurance company found, then the insurance company is on the hook for the cost of that third inspection that the homeowner buys. But if the third inspector does not find anything more than what the insurance company found, then you're on the hook for that.
And if our listeners want to reach out, we got to hit a break. If our listeners want to reach out for roof inspections, or if they have questions, a little more detail, you do residential and commercial, what's the best way to reach out?
773-283-7675 or info@lindholmroofing.com.
We're going to take a quick break here. Phone lines are open, 312-981-7200. MegaPro's call, text, and photo line is open, 312-981-7200. So if you want to text in any questions or text in pictures of your home and you want us to check it out and give you answers on it, do that, 312-981-7200. We're going to take a quick break here, top of the hour, news, traffic, and weather. The news is next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom. We're going to pay some bills and come back right after the news.
Do you know how many sump pumps fail? All of them. The question isn't if your sump pump will fail, it's when. And with summer storms rolling through Chicagoland, now is the time to make sure yours is ready. Hi, I'm Joel Spencer with Permaseal. We've helped protect over 500,000 homes across Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. From sump pumps and battery backup systems to ejector pumps, we help homeowners prepare for the next heavy rain. That's why we install the most reliable systems to keep your basement dry when you need them most. We're also home to the Basement Defender, the only system that tests your sump pumps daily, alerting you to potential issues before an emergency. And right now, Home Sweet Home Chicago listeners can receive 5% off their sump pump system. Visit permaseal.net/suite or call 800-421-SEAL to schedule your free inspection. And be sure to mention SUITE for your discount.
Did your electric bill make you say, what just happened? Demand for electricity is skyrocketing and utility rates are rising across the country, and it's expected to continue at a staggering rate. A Sunrun solar and power storage system puts you back in charge. With no upfront costs, locked-in rates, and backup power when you need it most, solar can limit your reliance on the grid. See if your home qualifies. Schedule a no-cost consultation, 224-458-7868, or visit gosunrun.com/WGN.
You know, if I had to guess, I bet there are over 50 different roofing companies you could get a quote from for a new roof within a 100-mile radius of Chicago. But for me, Lou Manfredini, the one I would hire, and I have, is Lindholm Roofing. They've been in the roofing business since 1949. You know, you hear the term family-owned a lot, and quite frankly, some companies are stretching that truth. You see, at Lindholm Roofing, running their business are Tim, Ryan, Mallory, and Rebecca Lindholm. They have employees that have been with them for over 30 years. That says a lot to me. They do the highest quality work at the fairest price. So whether you need a repair, a new roof, gutters, siding, or tuck pointing, Lindholm is the right company to call. 773-283-7675. That's 773-283-7675, or just go to lindholmroofing.com. Lindholm Roofing. Their family has your family covered. And they mean it.
Student loan laws are changing. If you're a parent who already borrowed federal student loans, it's never been more important to act than right now. This summer, major changes are coming to repayment and forgiveness programs. If you don't take steps before the changes hit, you could permanently lose access to lower payments or forgiveness. Loan servicers won't explain this. An experienced student loan attorney will. Call Kaplan Law Firm, 312-294-8989, or visit financialrelief.com. Kaplan Law Firm is located at 25 East Washington in Chicago.
The best local resources combined with the global resources of News Nation. This is the station that keeps you informed. Chicago's very own, on air and online.
WGN Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
It's 78 degrees and partly cloudy along Chicago's lakefront at 11 o'clock. Good morning, I'm Rob LaFrenz. The news is sponsored by TopCashBuyer.com. Police search for a suspect in a deadly triple shooting this morning on the south side.
It's Ozzie Guillen Day at Rate Field later tonight.
WGN traffic on the Stevenson. We still have a report of a person on the roadway outbound at First Street. A man walking around with a bottle. Also on the Stevenson, we have an accident that has the two left lanes blocked outbound at LaGrange. On I-80-94, there's an accident with injuries eastbound west of Burnham Avenue. On the Bishop Ford, we have stop-and-go traffic that's related to construction going on. That's outbound between 115th Street and Dalton Avenue. And then also on the Bishop Ford, two earlier accidents have led to traffic flowing on the right shoulder only. That's inbound at 130th Street. You're looking at about a 16-minute delay on that. 3 people were shot, one fatally, on the city's south side Friday night. Police say it happened in the 700 block of West 73rd Street in the Englewood neighborhood around 9:45. The victims were outside when an argument broke out, and the suspect pulled out a gun and began shooting. The 34-year-old man was shot multiple times. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. The other victims are 20 and 50-year-old men. Both were hospitalized and are listed in fair condition. Cleanup lasted through the overnight hours at a Southside funeral home where dozens of decomposing bodies were discovered. The Cook County Medical Examiner says it's working to reunite families with 56 bodies found at South Chicago Chapel. One woman who was in the funeral home just this week says there was a bad smell and she couldn't believe what she saw.
I saw a body walking down the hall where I went to the bathroom. And I saw a body through a curtain. I said, wow, he just got a body laid there, so if somebody pulled the curtain back, I'm looking at a body.
The operators of South Chicago Chapel, Joanna and Clark Morgan, have a history of mishandling bodies. Construction of the White House ballroom has hit another roadblock. News Nation's Brian Nenton reports.
A federal appeals court ruling that the Trump administration must stop construction on a new White House ballroom since the project does not have congressional approval. According to the 3-judge panel, Trump does not have the authority to build the $400 million ballroom without approval from lawmakers. The president called the decision unjust, and he vowed to immediately move for an appeal.
A lower court earlier this year ordered a halt to above-ground construction. The president argued that permission from Congress was unnecessary because public money wasn't being used to pay for it. There are numerous food advisories happening this summer, and that has health officials in Washington putting food policy back in the spotlight. News Nation's Mills Hayes has more.
Monday puts the bigger question on the table, not just what food is making Americans sick, but what the government wants to change about what we eat. And Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is set to host a major food policy event in Washington to highlight the Trump administration's Make America Healthy agenda and what they are doing to help increase the healthiness of our food supplies. We'll be listening for what comes next and whether that means new rules that actually change what ends up on Americans' plates.
The Food and Drug Administration is currently tracking at least 10 parasitic outbreaks nationwide, in addition to the Cyclospora outbreak now affecting 47 states. The Illinois State Fair opens next week in Springfield with new attractions and plenty of family entertainment. WGN's Molly Cavanaugh reports.
This year's big addition is an interactive Route 66 exhibit celebrating the iconic highway's 100th anniversary. Visitors will also find renovated buildings and a livestock show featuring athletes from Special Olympics Illinois. One weekend will include a special challenge for visitors, set a world record for the most corn dogs eaten at once.
The Illinois State Fair runs Thursday, August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. WGN Sports Time, 11:04.
The White Sox will honor Ozzie Guillen tonight at Rate Field by retiring his number 13 13. Guillen has spent the majority of his life connected to the South Side, 13 seasons as a player, 8 more as a manager, guided them to the 2005 World Series title, and is now seen as a pre- and post-game analyst on TV. On the field, the Sox are looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. When they host the Guardians later tonight, they have a 2-game lead over Cleveland in the AL Central. Winners of 5 straight, the Cubs will look to keep it rolling in Kansas City later tonight. Clay Holmes will look to match Kevin Gausman, who Gausman in his team debut tossed 7 innings of 2-run ball in last night's win. Game 2 between the Cubs and Royals later tonight. Bears practice today up at Hallis Hall. Reports say wide receiver Luther Burden III and safety Cam Lewis left practice early with injuries. And Tyreek Stevenson got banged up as well, but fought through to participate in the rest of practice. The Bears open preseason play 1 week from today at Soldier Field against the Browns. In the WNBA, the Sky are hosting the Fever later this afternoon at the United Center. The Sky have won 3 out of their last 4. I'm Jack Heinrich, WGN Sports.
The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center, we're looking at a mostly sunny and moderately humid day with highs in the upper 80s inland and about 80 near the lake. Clouds return late at night, bringing the chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm after midnight and a high of 83. For Sunday, it'll be cloudy, warm, and humid with some showers and the chance for thunderstorms, but with many dry hours in between the rainfall and a high of 85. Right now it's 76 degrees at O'Hare, 77 in Midway, 79 in Morris, and it's 78 degrees outside the WGN studios. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Rob LaFrenz, WGN Radio News.
Hey, Rob, I have an update of that person walking with the bottle in his left hand.
All right, let me know.
I was sent pictures, and we enhanced it. It looks like John Hansen. He's gone missing since, I think, Thursday afternoon when he came in last place in the Duck Derby.
The Duck Derby, yeah.
He's been missing for at least 72 hours, and that description fits him well. So I think it's Hansen because he does drink with his left hand.
Well, we're all concerned about him out there.
Just wanted to let it and thank the listener for pointing that out, texting in. We're going to be back after these messages. Home Sweet Home Chicago.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi. This is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Plug-in Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 8th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Do you have silver or gold to sell? Call me, the Antique Lady. Now is the best time. Call the Antique Lady at 773-262-1000. For years, WGN listeners have been calling the Antique Lady to sell their antiques and art. Why go to the mall or send your family treasures through the mail? Call 773-262-1000 for a buyer you know and trust. Bring your sterling silver flatware, trays, teapots, and candlesticks to the Antique Lady. Old, broken, and unworn gold pieces sitting in the drawer can be turned into cash. Deal with a family-owned business that's been in the same location for over 30 years. At 6901 Northwestern Avenue in Chicago, you'll receive a fair price with no pressure to sell. Call 773-262-1000 today.
Get a pep in your step? Put up your chin with a grin. Antenna TV gives you the best life through television. With good taste,
nothing but the best,
comes good times.
Wahoo!
Antenna TV delivers toothy smiles nationwide.
How about a little smile?
Your television satisfaction is guaranteed. Tune in day and night and live your best life through television.
We have a television show for you.
Antenna TV. TV how it was meant to be.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and Jeremy Hogle from MegaPros Home Repair, Remodel, and Renovation Experts. Amy Ferrarell from Access. Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns. And Michael Houston from Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson. Mr. Hanson. Mr. Jennings. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. That's a MegaPros call, text, and photo line. Your mom texted in, Tim, said, I taught him better not to clear his throat on the air or slurp like you just did with your coffee on the air either. 312-981-7200. You're getting gold stars every single break. You've been consistent, so I'm very proud of you. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. MegaPros call, text, and photo line. Mary, how are you?
You know, I am really good, thank you, but I happened to listen to your discussion and wanted to let you all know that I just finished 7 weeks of anguish because a tree limb, not mine, put a hole in my roof. Oof. And the majority of the damage was actually inside the house. However, Lindholm and I have used them before. I called them, and they just did an absolutely outstanding job. Rodrigo Cisneros was my representative here, and I just want to say how fantastic they really are. Very professional, communicated everything, every point in time, all times a day. So I just want to say thank you for a great job done. I really appreciate it.
There are dozens, if not hundreds, there are dozens of roofing companies out there. Why did you select Lindholm?
Well, it's interesting. Somebody had referred me to Lindholm a number of years back because where I live, when we had a hailstorm, I think that was maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I had to replace my entire roof. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to them, and they did that job. And sadly, last year, the same tree dropped another limb on my roof. Yes, I wish they'd cut it. And that wasn't as damaging, but Lindholm repaired that, too. So, it's just by word of mouth and all the great things that people told me. Yep.
And for other people that are out there, due to the storm systems that we've had come through this year, which has been crazy,
yeah.
What would you tell them about keeping Mike's number handy and Lindholm number handy on their refrigerator door and their phone to call?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to because just with the storms that happened a week ago Monday, I mean, luckily I didn't have any damage, but all the trees in my area that came down, you have to. I think there's climate change, and this is going to continue. So we have to be, ready for anything that happens. And they are very responsive when you call them.
Mike?
Well, thank you very much, Mary, and it's been a pleasure taking care of you. And thanks for that shout out to Rodrigo and Lindholm, and hopefully we won't get all this damaging weather. I mean, it's nice for us, I guess, because we can go out there and help homeowners and fix what's broken. But thank you again.
When your guys came and fixed my roof and they were leaving, I said to him, I hope I don't ever see you again. Ha, ha, ha.
But if you do, you have the number on speed dial, and they're there for you.
Bet.
Okay.
You bet.
Well,
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your story, Mary. Hopefully you don't need to call them ever again. But if you do, at least you're going to be getting taken care of.
Thank you so much.
All right, hang on for your Mr. Fleur cleaning product. Do not hang up. Hang on. My wife is absolutely all over me. 17 text messages here. Number one, who's the guy clearing his throat and drinking coffee on the air? And I'm just like, it's Stearns. He can't help himself. And she wanted me to send a shout-out to her, my daughter Lindsay, my 12-year-old German Shepherd Sparty, and our 2 terrorist golden retrievers, Archie and Gus. So I'm doing videos with them because any video with the dog, you get a lot more views. And I had one in my car with Gus in the back. I took him to get neutered, and he had no clue. I'm like,
Poor
yep,
Gus.
here's 40 minutes. He'll never want to take a car ride with me again. And then we couldn't do it because something with his growth plate. So the next day, I'm like, yep, there's Gus. If you look closely, his testicles are still attached. We didn't get him taken off. And just want to I bring my life into my videos. Just thought I'd throw that out there. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. She's like, thankfully it was Stearns because it sounds terrible on the air, and I didn't want you to be associated with somebody clearing their throat so loudly. All right, love you too, sweetheart. 312-981-7200. We got to take a quick break. We got Chris from Hoffman Estates, you're first out of the box, and we got Bill in Indiana, you're second. We're going to pay some bills, get to the text. We've got some text for everybody. And a special shout out to Mary for calling in to share her experience. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN. Chris from Hoffman Estates and Bill from Indiana on deck.
We're Chicago's very own WGN.
We had to replace some skylights.
We are talking today with Mega customer Tom Swoboda.
I went to the webpage for that electric blinds outfit. It listed Mega Home Improvement as the local individual who could handle that. I called them up. Fella came out, got the information from the plate on the blinds, researched it, gave us the information that we needed, quoted us a price. I told him to go ahead and order the pieces. He did. He showed up. They're always on time and on budget. They put boots on their feet to protect the floors. Went upstairs, got everything done in a half an hour. They did a great job. I certainly recommend them to anybody, and I would use them again.
One Mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com.
One Mega call does it all.
Enjoy America's pastime while supporting our local heroes. The 26th annual CPD Finest versus CFD Bravest charity baseball game. Friday, August 28th at Rate Field. Show Chicago police and firefighters your support. For $10, you'll enjoy a fantastic night. Opening ceremonies honoring our heroes at 6. Game at 6:30. Family fun, free parking, and a spectacular fireworks show. Benefiting the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and the Gold Badge Society. It's August 28th. Get your tickets at cpdmemorial.org. Dornbos Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to launch Cooling with a Cause, supporting Project Fire Buddies. From now through August 31st, Dornbos will donate $5 for every AC tune-up, $25 for every single system replacement, and $50 for every full system replacement to help support a local child battling a serious illness. Make comfort count. Schedule at dornbos.com/WGN or call 708-831-2281. Dornbos Heating and Air Conditioning, when only a legacy of comfort and excellence will do.
If you're like me, you want your home to be handled with care. Next Door and Window, a local family-owned business, does just that.
Next Door and Window makes replacing your windows and doors stress-free and easy. Our customers buy when they're ready. Right now, get 50% off installation and 0 interest and 0 payments for 12 months.
When you're looking for great windows and great people, call Next at 844-600-NEXT or visit nextwindow.com today.
We're right next door.
Food, fun, and maybe even a cocktail or two. Daytime Chicago, weekdays at 10 on WGN TV and on the free WGN Plus app on your smart TV.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
I've never heard of that before. Orange what?
Orangeburg. Not to be confused with Hochberg. It's
because I do not degrade underground.
That's right.
I stay strong or break down. And
break down.
And you can put a camera through me every 5 years after a barium after a barium drink.
Wow. Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. Reminds me of right before the show, Amy said that you have a friend doing a cleanse, a 24-hour cleanse.
Oh, that requires a shot of tequila
right.
in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah, that's the alcoholic cleanse.
I'm on that one.
I think it's just an excuse to drink tequila in the morning, really.
Yeah, and then follows up with a bacon double cheeseburger at lunch. 312-981-7200, 7200. Chris in Hoffman Estates, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having the show and talking about roofs. It couldn't have been a perfect time because I'm actually going through some issues with my insurance company right now, and they are not wanting to replace the roof, which the roofer I had out said you need a new roof. So a couple things that Lou Manfredini referred me to because I told him the issue about a week ago. He said file a warranty claim because you might have more of a warranty issue than an insurance issue on top of it because of the recent storms that came through. But my roofer also referred me to a public adjuster. And so I want to understand more. If you can elaborate more on like the do's and don'ts of a public adjuster and using them. I'm reading the contract that I have in front of me that the roofer referred me to. And I'm a little hesitant to go that route, thinking I might be able to do some of this on my own. But anything that could be, elaborated on with a public adjuster and looking at their fees and things like that get associated with trying to help fight the insurance company.
All right, Mike. So what is a public adjuster? How much do they typically cost and who pays it? Go.
So a public adjuster is someone that will go out and do an inspection independently of the insurance company. That's number one. Number two, depending on the size of the job, scope of the work, it could be anywhere from $350 to $750 or more for them. You are on the hook to pay that public adjuster until and if the public adjuster finds damages that the insurance company did not find or that are covered, and then the insurance company would pay the cost of the public adjuster.
Okay. So is it worth it for Chris here in Hoffman Estates to invest in a public adjuster, $3 to $8, $9, whatever it is, $300 to $900 to do the inspection, in your professional opinion?
It's a tough call because if you have had a roofer that has inspected your roof and has found your roof to be in need of replacement, then the roofer should submit those photos, if he took photos, to the insurance company. The insurance company would then send out their own representative, whether it be from the insurance company itself or their own public adjuster, Larry Whittleladder, and they would do an inspection, submit their findings to your adjuster at the insurance company sitting behind a desk in where? Topeka or somewhere.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how it typically works. You should not have to sign a contract with a public adjuster until and if you get past the second inspection by the insurance company. Then you find a public adjuster that you hire on your dime until and if they find anything that the insurance company representatives did not.
Okay. So the only thing that I see is something about like a 10% charge, and there's something I was trying to do some research online about, maybe they get a portion of whatever the cost the insurance will pay out. So if they did find more and was able to get more, I'm seeing some type of fees, and this seems to be like a state cap on residential public adjusters. Is there anything more on that topic?
That's one of the first times I've ever heard a situation like that, but I wouldn't sign anything before you get at least 2 inspections from your insurance company. Who knows? You might only need 1. They may come out and say, hey, you're right, this needs to be replaced. Boom, done.
Have you done that yet, Chris?
I've had one, and they came back with such a lowball offer and what needed to be done that my roofer was like, "Listen, I'm so slammed right now, and it takes a lot on a roofing company sometimes to fight the insurance." So that's when he referred me to this public adjuster to help in trying to speed things along.
Is this something you'd want to take up?
We would love, Lindholm Roofing would love to have the opportunity to come out to your house, do our own inspection, give you our report, help you with the insurance company. It's what we do.
Done. There you go, Chris. So you called the wrong roofing guy up front, and Mike will give you a call after the show. Okay, Chris?
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product of your choice. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Wife is still listening. Just thought I'd let you know. Getting pictures of my dogs. All right, there. It's great radio fodder. And Yeah, some type of suggestive things here. So it might be a good night. 312-981-7200. 31, no pressure release. 312-981-7200. Bill from Indiana, how are you?
Yeah, I've got a property in Indiana, but it's a rental property. The house has been paid for since 1964.
Mm-hmm.
No mortgage due on it.
Nice.
But I need to replace the garage and redo the driveway. The garage, there was a tree near the garage that had been taken down maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but a root poked up through the garage floor and wrecked the foundation on the garage too.
Yeah.
So I got to replace the garage, and this is Indiana, Indianapolis, and since it's done that, I have to totally tear the whole thing down, rip up the old foundation, the old concrete and everything, and I got to move it 3 feet farther from the property line because now they have a 5-foot variance in the city.
How much do you need to do all this work?
Well, the guy, I got an estimate, and it was $50,000. That's a new garage, everything.
Okay.
The roof, everything. And I'm just curious. I could finance it through their thing, but I was wondering, would I be better off to take a equity loan against a house? Would it be cheaper in finance charges or what?
How much? Yeah, it'll be definitely cheaper to pop out a HELOC. How much do you owe on your primary residence?
My primary, it's zero. It's been paid off for 85 since 85.
Okay, how much?
I owe no money on properties. Right?
Okay,
Just taxes.
how much is your home worth?
Last time it was estimated through the insurance about $250.
Okay, what do you do for a living for income?
I'm retired right now.
Okay, and how much income do you have coming in from retirement?
Roughly about a little over about $3,600 a month, something like that.
Okay.
With pension and Social Security.
Got it. So the easiest answer for you is to pop out a HELOC against your current primary residence. Bill, use that money. I assume you've got ridiculously great credit, right? Okay.
Yeah, the credit's okay, right?
Okay. So you can use a HELOC against your primary residence to pull out. I'd pull out as large of a line of credit as you could get against your primary residence. The closing cost will be, I don't know, about $300-400. There'll be no prepayment penalty, no closing cost. Use that money to self-fund your $50,000, the work that you need in your investment property, and that'll be the cheapest money you could get, and pay it back as quick as you want.
Oh, okay. And if something would happen to me, the HELOC would be just paid out of the. If my daughter and them sell the house, they'd get them. That's the way it worked, then, right?
Yeah. If something would happen to you,
I'm just saying, because I'm 86 years old, and you never know. But I mean, I feel healthy. I'm healthy, but anything can happen. Otherwise, if it took $50,000 out of the HELOC.
Yeah, I would take out a HELOC for as large of a HELOC as you qualify for. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you only get charged interest on what you take out. So if you only borrow $50 to do the work in the garage, you're only paying interest on the $50. And then make sure you don't walk.
What is the interest on a HELOC right now?
HELOC with your credit, if it's over 730, 731 and higher, you're at prime -2, so it's 4.75% currently. And then when it adjusts, it'll be prime -0.5, which would be 6 1/4 interest only. So it's the cheapest money you're going to find. It's going to be better than financing it through a finance company.
Right, that's what I figured.
Yeah, and make sure that your kids aren't walking behind you when you're going down the stairs because you got a lot of equity built up.
Yeah,
Just saying. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right, hang on for your Mr. Floyd Cleaning product. Give Neil all your information. I'll connect you with Consumers Credit Union after the show. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, Billy, hang on, buddy. Yep, they are licensed in Indianapolis. So there's a perfect example. 80-some-year-old guy, home free and clear, investment property free and clear, doesn't have a HELOC on his home. It's exactly what we talked about.
Yep.
Every single one of your borrowers, every single one of your clients should have a home equity line of credit against their home. It is the safest and cheapest insurance policy. That when they have a tree that goes down from 4 years ago and the root ball and the roots are popping up inside the garage and he's got to demolish the garage, he doesn't have to tap out whatever he's got. He's got 3-4 G's coming in, rips out a line of credit. It's costing him maybe, $50 for every $10,000 he borrows after it adjusts up. It's the cheapest money he'll find.
Absolutely.
It's really a no-brainer, listeners. I don't understand why more listeners don't have a line of credit. I appreciate Bill calling in and sharing it, so hopefully we could use these type of stories. I had a lady, you want to hear this? 75-year-old lady calls me up, right? Paid off her mortgage, swore off all her credit card debt for the last 10 years when they retired. Super happy, super proud of themselves. 2 trees go through their house. Call me up. They're like, yeah, we'd like to get this. I'm like, tells me how proud they are. You have any credit? No, we don't have any credit. I'm like, well, how the heck am I going to get you a HELOC if you don't have a credit, right? It would have been nice to have taken a HELOC out when you retired 5 years ago, right? So it's there. So now when 2 trees blow over and go through your house, you've got the money to pay the tree removal company, the whatever thousands of dollars, and then the roofing company, and then the contracting company to put your house back together. Yeah, we have no debt, and we don't use credit cards. I'm like, well, that's great. You're a ghost. Now you need debt, and now you need credit, and you're a ghost. It's really not that difficult. All right, we're going to take a quick break. The wife isn't happy with my last comment. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago, AM 720 WGN.
John Williams keeps you company and informed middays, 10 to 2 on WGN.
It's 78 degrees and partly cloudy along Chicago's lakefront at 11:31. Good morning, I'm Rob LaFrenz. The news is sponsored by RiverboatTwilight.com. Thousands of people are on hand in Bronzeville looking forward to the new school year at the Bud Billiken Day Parade. In sports, the Cubs face the Royals tonight at Kauffman Stadium in KC at 6:10. The White Sox play the Guardians at the Raid at 6:15. And the Sky host Caitlin Clark and the Fever tonight at the United Center. WGN traffic on the Bishop Ford. There's an accident with injuries inbound at King Drive. And then also on the Stevenson, there's an accident that has the 2 left lanes blocked. That's outbound at LaGrange. And also the Ohio Street ramp from the Kennedy will be closed again this weekend. That's going on through Monday morning at 5 in the morning. The 97th annual Bud Billiken Parade is underway in the Bronzeville neighborhood. The back-to-school Chicago tradition stepped off at 39th Street and Martin Luther King Drive and concludes at Washington Park, probably around 12:45 or so. The parade is one of the largest and longest running in the country, second only to the Rose Bowl, and features marching bands, floats, and dancers. It dates back to 1929 as a way to honor the hard work of newsboys who sold the Chicago Defender, an African-American newspaper founded in 1905. And if you're going to be around the Bronzeville neighborhood, be alert for road closures because of the parade. They'll be going on until 5 o'clock this afternoon. And former President Biden's cancer has spread. That's according to his son, Hunter Biden, who gave an emotional update on his father's health during an interview with the BBC Friday. He said the cancer has metastasized into his bones and further, and added it's very painful and very debilitating. The 83-year-old former president revealed his cancer diagnosis in May of last year, just months after his time in the White House ended. The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center, we're looking at a mostly sunny and moderately humid day with highs in the upper 80s inland and about 80 near the lake. Clouds return late at night, bringing the chance for an isolated shower or a thunderstorm after midnight with a high of 83. Right now it's 78 degrees at both O'Hare and Midway, 79 in Deerfield, it's 75 degrees outside the WGN studios. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Rob LaFrenz, WGN Radio News.
Emma had just been born when I found the lump, and it was overwhelming.
We knew it mattered where she went, so we did our research, and it was clear where we wanted to be.
Pretty quickly we could tell these people really know what they're doing, and the kindness, I cannot tell you how much that means.
Knowing she's in the right hands, it's let us take it a day at a time, and still plan for the future.
Advocate Healthcare. We're your advocate.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
The Lutheran Hour began in 1930. It's the world's longest running Christian outreach radio program. Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 right here on WGN.
Sunday morning. This Week in Health, we'll get an update on Cyclospora. Looks like the safest way to eat produce is to grow your own. So we'll get some tips from the Chicago Tomato Man, and we'll play everybody's favorite radio game, Two Truths and Eli. Join me Sunday morning starting at 9 on WGN.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com for all of our contact information. 570 Texter, I don't know where that's at. Bath lift, one word, with a Y power bathtub lift, rechargeable battery operator bath chair, works great. Do you know what the hell this means?
Yes, yeah. So it sounds like a bath transfer chair.
Okay, Pennsylvania has the phone number.
Lower you down into the tub.
Okay,
that's what it sounds like. They're great in certain circumstances. You know, it's more cost effective than going in and doing your whole shower for like a walk-in or something like that.
Right.
So it can work for a period of time for most people. Yeah.
Got it. My brother called you, Tim, about benefits and stuff like that. You want to talk about, because I know that's a huge portion of your business as well that you don't spend a lot of time on, but you should spend more time on it, because I think a lot of our listeners could benefit from the services that you provide.
Yes. So he's a lot nicer, by the way.
Oh, much more charming.
Yeah. Steve called me because he was looking to put in a 401k type plan or a simple IRA.
He owns his own business.
That's right.
Daycare.
Dog grooming and doggy daycare, and he wanted to retain some of his employees. So, yeah, we're talking about doing that with him. He's busy, and so we're getting to that when he gets back. So
he's got a small business, less than 25 employees.
Exactly.
And
so he didn't need some, hopped up Ferrari type 401k.
Right.
But he needed something so that he can retain his employees. So we're going to help him with that, and the onus will be on his employees to put money away, and then he matches some of their, and then they bear a lot of the costs, and he doesn't have to do that.
Got it. Thank you for that.
No problem.
847. Hi, David. Love your show. I live in Wisconsin and own a single-family home here. Can I get a HELOC through your company? Thanks. You don't get a HELOC. Yes, you can get a HELOC through our company, but our rates are not as good as Consumer Credit Union. Our closing costs are higher on a HELOC, that is, than Consumer Credit Union. We're not set up to churn and burn HELOCs like Consumer Credit Union is. So I could get you one, but I much would rather refer you out to the team we have set up at Consumers Credit Union. And reminds me of a story, 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Post call, text, and photo line. Received the call last night, talked to him like 6, 7 o'clock like you. He's a retired two retired teachers, own a $800,000 home here in Illinois. They're going to stay here for another year and a half for whatever reason. I think his wife's still working, sorry. He's retired, wife's still working. They own a home free and clear up in Wisconsin. So they got 2 homes, okay? So wife's working, he's retired, a lot of credit card debt, and he wanted to know he's going to be selling his home here in Illinois in a year and a half. I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you recommend? He's like, I want to do a cash-out refinance. I'm like, why would you want to do a cash-out refinance? He's got $40,000 worth of credit card debt. It really doesn't make sense. Do a HELOC. I'm like, take out a HELOC up to $100,000, whatever you qualify for against Illinois, because that's your primary residence. Use that to pay off your debt, which would save him about over $1,000 a month, right? Okay, pretty good so far. He wants to do some renovations on the current house before he puts it on the market. I'm like, great. Use the HELOC to make the renovations. As you borrow more, it's more of an interest rate. He's like, yeah, but I don't want a payment. I'm like, then you got to go with the reverse mortgage, and it's going to cost you about $12,000 to $15,000, and you don't need it. Use your HELOC to make the payment until you sell your house. And I had to explain it 2 or 3 times, right? He's going to borrow $40,000 to pay off his debt. He's going to do $10,000 to $20,000 to do perfume on the pig, so he's got another $40,000 available. Use that $40,000. He's not going to use the $40,000 over the next year, year and a half until he sells it to make the mortgage payment of $400 to $500 a month, right? So he adds another $6,000 to $10,000 onto the HELOC, but it's not impacting. So he's eating his current equity out of his home while he's not cannibalizing his current inbound income that he's using to carry to property taxes, to cutting grasses, snow removal on 2 homes, and home insurance, and then 2 cars and everything else. You're just moving money around the board here. He's like, oh, I get it. Boom. So yes, we do Wisconsin and whatever states CCU is licensed in, we could help you. 312-981-7200. Mike, 630 at 11:26 this morning. Is $40,000 reasonable to replace a roof on a 1,700 square foot home?
I'm going to have to go just on the limb and say no. It's a tad high.
I disagree with you. It is reasonable for the roofing company that was probably bought out by a private equity company to charge you $40,000 because the owner that used to be local and used to be second, third generation like you guys are would never do that to a client, a listener. But a private equity firm would try to get that $40,000 on a 1,700 square foot house.
They would. They
Right?
do.
And people still think they're dealing with the original owners, but you have to ask, who owns your company? Because these private equity firms that are coming out, they're rolling up plumbers, they're rolling up electricians, they're rolling up
HVAC, roofers, yeah, everything.
Basement flood people, Roy's
dog walking services.
Everything's getting rolled up by the private equity firms. What does that mean? Wall Street's coming in, buying up these companies, putting them all under one umbrella now, and the local family-owned business touch that you had and the protection that you had, because the local businesses that live in the community, that have been servicing the community for the past 50, 70, 100 years, would never do that to their existing client base. The Wall Street people coming in that bought out these companies could give 2 beans, and they're going to throw it down your throat and get as much as they can.
That's a fact, Jack.
But
Okay.
this is why
your industry too.
Yeah, right. This is why you get 3 quotes. You don't just take the first quote that somebody gives you and run with it. You have other people come out so that you can see me face to face or Mike face to face and know, like, hey, we got your back. We're there to, essentially sell ourselves to you and make sure that you understand that we got your back, right?
Sure.
So you get 3 quotes.
And be fair and equitable.
Exactly. But that's why you get 3 quotes. I don't care what you're doing. Get 3 quotes, because if I come out and you have 2 other companies come out, I guarantee you're probably going to go with me. You know what I mean? Because you're going to trust me.
Well, that reminds me of a Rocket Mortgage story coming up. But Tim, your industry is getting rolled up too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had private equity come to my doorstep, and that's not.
It's different when you get rolled up than as opposed to Tim Stearns, TJ Stearns calling you.
Right.
It's a lot different.
Right, and that's why I'm bringing my kids into the industry,
right?
Because I want to keep it in house.
It's not. You got to hit these bellwethers, and you got to sell this, and you got to hit this revenue mark. Listen, if I did that with my team, right? Rocket Mortgage just came out with record, just did $1 bazillion worth of loans. Okay, I talked to another young man out of doing a loan with them just yesterday, right? He's got a 15-year fixed loan at 6.25. They wanted to put him into a 15-year fixed loan in the high 4s, low 5s. I'm like, yeah, sounds great. Call him up, ask him how much it's going to cost you. $6,000 to $9,000. Another rocket explosion on the rocket pad. Okay, I'm their worst, marketing, because I'm the anti-marketing. I'm like, what are they selling you? Let me guess that you're going to save all of this money in interest payments. Okay, great. You're refinancing at the highest point in a year. Rates haven't been this high in over a year. Okay, this is the bellwether, the high watermark for interest rates in the past 12 months, and they're going into everybody. Oh, you're going to save this, and you're going to roll it in, and you're going to save all of this interest. True, but you're going to pay $6,000 to $9,000, and now is not the time to be refinancing, in my professional opinion, unless you got a lot of debt. You got to pay off debt. Like I'm helping a VA guy, a veteran who's got who drives a truck, who's listening right now, who's got low credit scores. His only option is to take out a VA loan because they're not as credit sensitive. And we're going to save him about $1,300 a month. Couldn't get him a HELOC because his credit scores were too low, so I had to go with the VA loan. We waived all of his origination costs, Mike, because we take care of our veterans and our police and firefighters. But that's a perfect example, Tim. They don't give a crap about your clients. They're just trying to make numbers and hitting revenue marks, or else their stock and their investors will get mad.
Agreed.
It's disgusting. So this $40,000 job on a 1,700 square foot house, yeah, it's great for one person, the salesperson that's selling it, not the homeowner.
Yep.
Scary.
That's all that's out there.
And they're going to walk away from you, and they will never look back.
No.
They won't answer your phone calls. They'll take your money. That's
Dust and taillights.
Yep, exactly.
Talk to business owners. We have them on this show that sold their company out and see the difference in the level of service between when they own the company and the company that they sold out to. Talk to them face to face, and they'll tell you they're embarrassed at the level of service and what the new company is trying to do under their name to their database and their clients that they've had for generations.
And their employees that actually did care about their clients.
And their
What
employees
happens to
that are
them?
no longer
Right.
at that company working for a competitor.
Right.
Phone number 312-981-7200. I don't know why I just asked myself the phone number. That's the Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. We're going to take a quick break here. Come back after these messages. 312-981-7200. Mega Pros call, text, and photo line.
Your town, your sound, your very own WGN.
Everyone's got that closet, the one you open at your own risk, the one that could start an avalanche. It's time to call Junk Luggers. They haul away all the stuff nobody wants. Furniture, appliances, mystery boxes, anything. They handle the heavy lifting, leaving the space spotless. The best part, much of what they collect gets a second life. Junk Luggers donates and recycles whenever possible. Stop living with clutter guilt. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
Hi, I'm Tim Stearns from TJ Stearns. I find that people are generally unaware of certain factors that can significantly impact your path to retirement. Factors like healthcare, taxes, income, and legacy planning. As you approach retirement, if these elements are not addressed, it can have devastating effects. I call it the retirement riddle, and I love solving it. Call me. Let's discuss a Protect and Grow blueprint. 1-800-640-2256. My only minimum is that you're a nice person. 1-800-640-2256 or visit tjstearns.com.
Hey Chicagoland, it's Tommy from Erdman Outdoor Living. Imagine stepping into a backyard designed for the way you really live, with morning coffee, family dinners, game days, and relaxing nights outside. At Erdman Outdoor Living, we help homeowners create custom outdoor spaces with beautiful decks, backyard remodels, and structure pergolas that let you control the sun, shade, and shelter with a touch of a button. As the exclusive structure pergola dealer in the Chicago suburbs and southern Wisconsin area, Erdman combines thoughtful design, quality craftsmanship, and a seamless process from consultation to completion. It all starts with a personalized design consultation where our team helps you plan a low-maintenance outdoor space built around your home and your lifestyle. Add lighting, fans, and screens, and your backyard becomes the place everyone wants to be. Mention WGN Radio and get 10% off your project, plus 3 years no-interest financing. Schedule your design consultation today at erdmanoutdoorliving.com or call 847-860-6811 for Erdman Outdoor Living. Tell them Tommy sent you.
I get this question a lot. How often should I have my chimney and fireplace inspected? The answer is every year. Annual inspections ensure the safe operation of your home's fireplace. So if you can't recall the last time you had your chimney and fireplace inspected, schedule that inspection now with my friends at Lindholm Chimney Heating and Cooling. My advice? Beat the rush and their busy fall season. Schedule today. It's just $99 for a complete chimney inspection. Visit WGNfireplace.com. That's WGNfireplace.com.
When you buy a car, you got a lot of options. You get 4 wheels, but how many doors do you want? Do you want a trunk or a front? A sunroof, moonroof, or a roof that comes all the way off? With Consumers Credit Union, your team can help you find your dream car and finance it with the kind of low fees and great rates that keep your options open. Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Jose, go. Thank you for calling, buddy.
How you doing, guys? 2 quick questions. I like your show.
I like you. No, well, you should have started with that, and then we would have spent more time with you. Gene in Arlington Heights, question.
Hi, David. I like you, and I like your show.
See, that's how you do it.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Lisa in West Chicago, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. Love your show.
Thank you. Great start.
I have a question. I was going to look into a HELOC loan. Our house is in trust,
in a reversible trust, does that cause a problem?
In a revocable trust.
Revocable, yes.
Yeah, that is not a problem. That is not a problem. And
Okay,
I could introduce you to the team at CCU, and they'll take care of you.
Okay.
How
great.
much do you owe on your house?
It's paid off.
Paid off. How much is your house worth?
I'm going to say about $350.
Okay, so $350. It's simple math, right? Okay, you ready for the math?
Sure.
Okay, because it's super exciting. Math on the radio, nothing gets people going more than math on there.
Okay.
80% of $350 is $280,000. Okay.
Okay.
You could take out up to a $250,000. You could take out up to a $280,000 HELOC if you qualify, or with.
Okay.
But you're going to need an appraisal, right? Which will cost you about $500. If you could live without going for the extra $30,000, they'll go up to $250,000. You don't need an appraisal. Anything over $250,000, you need an appraisal. Is $250,000 enough in a HELOC for you?
Yes.
Good answer.
Definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce you. Now, the other question is this, Tim, okay? If she owed $100,000, right, on her home, then you'd qualify for $180,000 because there was a text, can I get a HELOC if I have a mortgage instead of my home paid off? Yes. So the math here is if Lisa had a $100,000 mortgage on a $350,000 home, 80% is $280,000, right? You back out the $100,000 that she owed, and she'd qualify for, if she qualifies with income and credit, for $180,000. But since she owns her home free and clear, she could go to $280,000, but she'd have to pay for an appraisal if she gets a HELOC greater than $250,000. So if you could go up to $250,000 and you're good with that, we'll make the connection for you, and they will take care of you. It's about $300 some in closing costs. There's no annual fee, okay, which is huge, and there's no prepayment penalty, which is also huge, because a lot of the big banks charge you early termination fee $300 to $500 and a $75 or $50 or $100 annual fee just to get a little juice out of you. They charge you their expenses up front, so they don't have to hit you throughout the process.
Okay.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yep. Sounds good.
Done. You're awesome. Any
All
other
right.
questions? You want interpersonal relationship? How to upset your spouse before a game night, like I just did tonight? Not a smart move.
No, that's all right.
All right, no problem. Just-
Nothing upsets them.
Yeah, well, I could tell you one thing, but would have to be off the air. All right, so hang on for your Mr. Floyd cleaning product. All right, Lisa?
All right. Thank you.
All right, hold on. Oops, hang on. Sorry, I cut you off, Lisa. Did you have something else to add? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
All right.
No, I just said have a good day.
You too, my friend. Hang tight for Neil to pick you up. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com. Tim, 35 years old, starting out, have $10,000 to invest, want to start dollar cost averaging. What do you recommend from the 708?
What I'd recommend is getting on it. A lot of people talk about doing that, and give us a call at 1-800-640-2256, and we'll help them.
All right. One more time, phone number?
1-800-640-2256. We can set them up with a monthly, payment that they put into an account, and it's always liquid, and they can get it out if they need it. But the power of compounding is always good for people.
Amen. Love your show. My mortgage is paid off. No HELOC yet. Do I need a home inspection to get a HELOC? If interest 6% and goes down to 5%, am I stuck at 6% interest rate? I live in Ravenswood. Okay, so Amy, we talked about this during the break. The interest rate is based upon the prime interest rate, which is what the Fed controls. The Fed just said a couple weeks ago, Fed Chair Warsh said that he was going to they weren't going to adjust rates. We talked about it last week. Bond market didn't like that. The traders didn't like that. Interest rate shot up 1/4 to 1/2 point after he said that. Okay? Prime interest rate stayed the same. So interest rates right now are at 6.75. If you have greater than 731 credit scores, 731 or greater, you're at prime -2 as the start rate, and then prime -0.5. I dare you to find something better than that anywhere in the United States with a small acquisition fee, no prepayment penalty, and no annual fee. You can't find it because it's not there. So you do not have to have your home paid off. You do not pay anything on the line of credit until you take the money out, and that's your money. You could do whatever the heck you want with it. Doesn't matter. If a tree falls through your house, you could use that to fix the tree. If a root ball pops up in your garage, like our friend down in Indianapolis, you could stroke a check for 50 G's to knock the garage down, remove the root ball, and build the new garage 5 feet off the center, whatever the hell he was talking about.
3 feet.
3 feet, but whatever it was. Okay, whatever the code is. He's got the do-re-mi to build whatever the hell he wants. He's got kids that, probably looking at all this equity, thinking that, how are we going to off my dad here to get access to all that money. 312-981-7200. I want to look behind him. 312-981-7200. Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. Biggest mistake that people make, other than that, we got 30 seconds before the break, when doing home improvements with mobility in their homes.
The biggest mistake?
Yeah, other than not getting 2-3 quotes.
I would think that is probably just pulling the trigger too fast without being educated about the decision that they're making. You want to get all the information that you can, and give all the information that you can so that you can make an educated decision on the product that you're buying. So we are very good at that. That's kind of, we're education forward. So anytime I come out, I'm going to explain the piece of equipment. I'm going to get as much information about your specific mobility issues so that we can make sure that you're getting the correct product. That you're, that you can purchase the correct product.
Did you leave Frank enough water and food to when you get back to the house and unlock them? So, because he was supposed to be on this week, and then all of a sudden you show up, and we just figure you got him under lock and key in some padded room someplace.
He's in the attic of the warehouse. It's
Sure.
a little hot up there. He does have a gallon of water.
Gallon of water?
Yeah.
And a transistor radio to listen to the show.
Yeah, he is listening.
And a bucket and some toilet paper.
You treat Wilbur better.
Yes.
Your
dog. Wilbur is
Wilbur's a
King
lot
Wilbur.
cooler. Let's just cut it.
All right, we're gonna take. You're getting a little sweaty over there. You're like, you okay?
He's getting ready to clear his throat.
we got to hit a break. Tim's got to clear his throat. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Is your wife listening still? Is she still?
Of course.
And your mom?
My mom and my mother-in-law.
And her Mahjong playing group or the canasta playing group?
They all are, yes.
Okay. 312-9817. We've got to keep all segments happy. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. We got the Center Guard mailbag coming up after the break. The news is next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom.
Think mosquito season is winding down? Think again. Mosquitoes stay active through the fall, and they're more than just a nuisance, folks. They can spread diseases that affect both people and pets. Schedule your new Healthy Home Maintenance plus Mosquito service by August 22nd. Mention you heard us on this station and get $75 off. Trust your home to local, family-owned pest experts since 1860. Call 1-800-GOT-PESTS or visit rosepestcontrol.com for your free quote.
We all have so much to do around the house, but perhaps the most important home projects are the ones that keep us safe. According to the CDC, 80% of falls in a home occur in the bathroom. With often limited space and hard surfaces and wet floors, bathrooms can be dangerous. Do you worry about it? Maybe your slippery tub or a high step into the shower, the dim lighting? Those aren't just inconveniences, they're obstacles that can put your safety at risk. Contact Access. A minor bathroom modification today, like a simple grab bar or an elevated toilet seat, can keep you and your loved ones safe while preventing a major home modification down the road. The pros at Access are the leaders in ADA general contracting since 1990. From one-day grab bar installations to walk-in showers to comfort-hide toilets, Access does it all. Call 844-IL-LIFTS. That's 844-455-4387. Or visit allaboutaccess.com. That's allaboutaccess.com. You know, if I had to guess, I bet there are over 50 different roofing companies you could get a quote from for a new roof within a 100-mile radius of Chicago. But for me, Lou Manfredini, the one I would hire, and I have, is Lindholm Roofing. They've been in the roofing business since 1949. You know, you hear the term family-owned a lot. And quite frankly, some companies are stretching that truth. You see, at Lindholm Roofing, running their business are Tim, Ryan, Mallory, and Rebecca Lindholm. They have employees that have been with them for over 30 years. That says a lot to me. They do the highest quality work at the fairest price. So, whether you need a repair, a new roof, gutters, siding, or tuck pointing, Lindholm is the right company to call. 773-283-7675. That's 773-283-7675, or just go to lindholmroofing.com. Lindholm Roofing. Their family has your family
covered, and they mean it.
Are you retired or retiring with student loan debt? Many borrowers don't realize they may be eligible for very low payment or even complete forgiveness, sometimes tax-free. But the rules are complicated. Loan servicers don't explain your options. That's where Kaplan Law Firm comes in. They help borrowers understand the laws whether they're working, retired, or supporting their family. Call Kaplan Law Firm before the laws change later this year, 312-294-8989, or visit financialrelief.com. Kaplan Law Firm is located at 25 East Washington in Chicago.
The best local resources combined with the global resources of News Nation. This is the station that keeps you informed. Chicago's very own, on air and online.
WGN Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
It's 79 degrees and partly sunny at 12 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by Dornbos Heating and Air Conditioning. Authorities suspend the license of a funeral home director after finding decomposing bodies. If you're on the Bishop Ford, you're going to want to be on the lookout for an accident with injuries heading inbound to King Drive. You're also going to want to be on the lookout if you're on the Tri-State. There's an accident that's blocking traffic heading outbound at Cermak. Dozens of bodies were discovered in a Southside funeral home. The Cook County Medical Examiner says it's working to reunite families with the 56 bodies found at South Chicago Chapel. One woman who was in the funeral home just this week said there was a bad smell and she couldn't believe what she saw.
I saw a body walking down the hall when I went to the bathroom. And I saw a body through a curtain. I said, wow, he just got a body laid there, so somebody pulled the curtain back. I'm looking at a body.
The operators of South Chicago Chapel, Johanna and Clark Morgan, have a history of mishandling bodies. Last year, the Illinois Comptroller's Office permanently closed their crematory in Chicago Heights after 100 bodies were discovered there in deplorable conditions. The 97th annual Bud Billiken Parade is underway in Bronzeville. The back-to-school tradition steps off at 39th and King Drive and heads south to 51st Street in Washington Park. The parade is expected to draw hundreds of thousands of spectators. This man says for him, it's a long-standing tradition.
These many years in the business of being out here and having a chance for the kids to go back to school, you know, and everybody relax, because some people been here for years, some people's not here no more, so they still with us, you know.
Chicago native and actress Lisa Ray McCoy is this year's Grand Marshal. Chicago State University is getting ready to cheer on a football team for the first time in school history this fall. And as WGN's Patrick Elwood reports, the school has a new coach they're excited about.
It's been 3 years since the announcement that the CSU Cougars and their green and gold would be fielding a team. Coach Bobby Rome was hired and tasked with building the program from the ground up. Fun fact, Rome played college ball with Bears head coach Ben Johnson at the University of North Carolina. For Rome, a big part of his job, of course, will be the X's and O's of football, but also he will be the head of recruitment. Coach Rome was chosen from an exploratory committee that included Bears greats Otis Wilson and Tom Thayer.
Rome says he hopes to attract great players from both near and far. The Federal Aviation Administration has ordered inspections for hundreds of Boeing planes following reports of cracks in some older models. News Nation's Marcus Espinoza reports.
The inspections, they're set to begin September 10th when the order takes effect. The FAA so far not making any planes ground any of the 737 MAXs during the inspection timeline, but if they find a crack and are found on a plane, it will not be allowed back until it's repaired. Boeing has released a statement on the order saying they are aware of the issue and have been working with operators on it for the past 6 years. They also have sent operators instructions how to inspect and fix any issues.
The rule applies to certain Boeing 737 MAX models. The FAA estimates it covers 471 planes. Todd Blanche was confirmed as the next Attorney General after a narrow vote in the Senate early this morning. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
He posted about this earlier this morning after the vote was conducted, with Blanche writing, quote, "I am deeply honored by the trust and confidence President Trump has placed in me to lead the Department of Justice as our great nation's 88th Attorney General. I am grateful to the Senate for staying late to complete this process." That 50-49 vote happened earlier this morning, and it came after lots of uncertainty, with even some Senate Republicans, 2 of them, voting against the nomination, citing concerns about the Department of Justice becoming politicized.
Blanche was President Donald Trump's personal attorney before Trump tapped him to be the acting attorney general in April. And WGN Sports.
The Red Hot Cubs looking to extend their winning streak to 6 games later tonight in Kansas City. After Kevin Gausman threw 7 innings of 2-run ball in his Cub debut last night, another debut on deck as Clay Holmes will make his first start with the Cubs. Northsiders are 4.5 back of Milwaukee in the NL Central. It will be a special night on the South Side tonight as the White Sox retire Ozzie Guillen's number 13. Guillen has made his mark as a player and then a manager, and now serves as an analyst on the pre- and post-game shows. On the field, the Sox will try to snap a season-high 4-game losing skid when they host the Guardians for Game 2. Anthony Kay will get the start, and reportedly reinforcements on the way for a tired Sox pitching staff as their top 2 pitching prospects, Hagen Smith and Tanner McDougal, are getting the call to the Bigs. Game 2 later tonight. The Bears practice today up at Hallis Hall. Reports say wide receiver Luther Burden III and safety Cam Lewis left practice early with injuries. Tyreek Stevenson got banged up as well, but continued on through practice. The Bears open up preseason play 1 week from today. And in the WNBA, the Sky host the Fever later this afternoon at the United Center. I'm Jack Heinrich, WGN Sports.
Saturday's high temperature climbs to 84 degrees, mostly sunny skies, a little bit humid, but also cooler along the lakeshore, upper 70s there. 66 the low temperature for the overnight. We stay dry and mostly clear, but a good chance for showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. About a 60% chance that some of those storms could be strong or severe. Much more of the same on Monday, a severe threat for the afternoon and evening, a high temperature 85. From the WGN Chicago Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Demetrius Ivory.
And it's currently 78 at O'Hare, 78 at Midway, and 74 along our lakefront. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN Radio News.
Sylvia, that walker with the bottle earlier when you were on your way down has been identified as John Hanson. He's walking to WGN to host a show here after us. Let's Get Legal at 1. So don't worry, everybody. It is John Hanson. He's fine. And the police are escorting him up the elevator right now.
No. But we like John, though, right?
Well, it depends. We have definition of like. Okay, so that's fine. You have a great day. Homes Sweet Home Chicago coming up next. I'm here with Home Sweet Home Chicago real estate attorney and trust planning expert Dave Schluter, who has been practicing law for nearly 40 years. We discussed recently some snares buyers of commercial properties can run into that can be very costly, Dave.
Commercial buyers typically get an extended period called due diligence to see that they're not overpaying, and also try to dig around of any snags with the city or the suburbs that might mandate repairs from them and be a big booby trap after they've closed. It's also a must to get a business license running so that it doesn't get denied after you buy the building.
Dave always provides a free phone or in-person consultation, has a great staff, and you can reach him by calling 630-285-5300 or online at WGNattorney.com. That's 630-285-5300 or online at WGNattorney.com.
Sometimes the best getaways aren't about doing more, they're about slowing down. That's what I'm looking forward to in Shipshewana. Surrounded by Amish farms and rolling countryside, it's a change to step away from the everyday and enjoy time together. I'm looking forward to experiencing Amish culture, homemade cooking, and the slower pace. If you've been thinking about a getaway to unplug, reconnect, and feel refreshed, discover Shipshewana. Plan your trip at visitshipshewana.org.
The Northwestern Medicine Cancer Network has innovative treatments for every step of your cancer journey. From treating breast cancer in a way that protects both pregnant mother and baby, to performing minimally invasive robotic surgery to remove throat cancer, allowing the patient to eat that same day, and leading a lung cancer patient to a clinical trial that saved her life. That's specialized cancer expertise centered around you. Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better. Learn more at nm.org/cancer.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and Jeremy Hogle from MegaPro's home repair, remodel, and renovation experts. Amy Ferrarell from Access. Certified financial planner Tim Stearns. And Michael Houston from Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. That's MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. This portion of the show, we moved the mailbag to this part right here. So the mailbag is right now sponsored by Centerguard, the only plumbing company that I trust to touch my pipes, Amy, that are in my house. So I want to start out with some how we help listeners. Okay, unfortunately, I couldn't help this listener. He wanted a HELOC. I said, okay, it's a good start. I know what you want. Lives in a $600,000 home with a $200,000 mortgage. Okay, so far so good. He's got a pension. Did you put? It sounded like you put cream in that coffee. Was that? It sounded like when you were sipping right there, Tim. That was cream. Was that cream in there? No. Okay. So we've got a retired guy who's got a second job. He's got 60 G's from his pension. He's got 20 grand from his wife's self-employed job. So we've got income, got a lot of equity. Challenge is he had 9 months without making a mortgage payment. So his credit score is at 570. So even though they didn't go into foreclosure, they're in foreclosure status, and they got caught up because he got another job. Right? He retired, then found trouble. He had trouble getting a job. And then when he found the job, he was already 9 months late on his credit, on his mortgage. So his mortgage is completely blown up, and he has $80,000 worth of credit card debt. Listen to the show all the time, probably listening right now. So the point of this is, Tim, when we talk about doing financial analysis, if this guy was one of your clients, right, if this listener was one of your clients, yep, and we did the mortgage analysis and see that he was working, he doesn't have a HELOC. He could have had a HELOC in this case. He could have used the HELOC to pay his credit cards and housing expenses, not destroy his credit, not get down to the 500s, not disqualify himself from a mortgage for at least 12 months, and be in a much better position for him and his family. That's why the mortgage has got to be a key cornerstone for every future portfolio analysis that you do. Because if this listener was one of your clients, which he's not yet, right, you would have said you should have gotten a HELOC. You had the HELOC. He wouldn't have been in $60,000 worth of credit card. He would have lived off the HELOC until he found a job, which he did. And then instead of paying his mortgage company to get his home out of foreclosure status, he'd be paying down his credit card debt, right? He'd be paying down his HELOC that he used to pay to live off of and not have a foreclosure on his credit report, which is going to be with him for the next 7 years.
Right.
Just very frustrating. So please, when we do future analysis for your clients, or when I work for you, right, or I'm part of your team, but when you do it, it's got to be a focal point, because this gentleman could have saved his home and not been in foreclosure status. So that's just one thing.
I agree.
All right. So we got that, and then we talked about the guy from Rocket had killed another Rocket deal 3 weeks in a row. Father listens. Son was serviced by Rocket. This guy called up and said they want to take me from a 15 at 6.25 to a 15 in the 4s. I'm like, it's impossible. It's not there. They're going to jam you with a bunch of closing costs, and they were. So put another bullet in another deal for Rocket. So if you're getting quoted by Rocket, they own 25% of the mortgage industry. They service 25% of the market. I don't know how that's not collusionary. I don't know how that's not anti-competitive. Not with this administration, but hopefully in a future administration, somebody says somebody owning 25% of the servicing rights is a little crazy, and they just hound the crap out of you, and they beat you down. So if you're getting quoted by Rocket Mortgage, please send me the loan estimate so I could explain what's going on And maybe it is a good deal. Most likely it's not. And if Rocket Mortgage wants to come in here, open seat any Saturday, 10 until 1. Jobs numbers came out. Drop it there. I want to thank Fox News for the job numbers. Go ahead, Neil.
Minus 23,000. No rebound for the July jobs report. Negative 23,000. Unemployment rate drops in July to 4.1% from 4.2% in June, and the same for the expectation. The number of unemployed drops from 7.1 million to 6.9 million. Where are other jobs, Maria? Well, manufacturing, bright spot, better than expected, created 5,000 jobs in the month, but again, a disappointing jobs report.
5,000 whole jobs. So here's a fact from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the government job numbers. President Biden's last 19 months, his administration created 2.7 million jobs. President Trump, the job creator, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, these are government numbers, 542,000. Tim, you're a numbers guy. Is 542,000 greater or less than 2.7 million?
I was told there wouldn't be math today, but I would think that that's not a good number.
Okay, so there you go. So we're going into some nasty things here, folks.
Bad water.
And you better be prepared. You better be balanced. That's why you're on, Tim, and get those portfolios analyzed.
Right.
Make sure they're balanced, because I am telling you, I'm not Nostradamus here, and I'm not raining, frogs and locusts. But open your eyes and see what's going on. There are people losing their jobs left and right. Hackney's, for God's sakes, after 20.
Gosh,
Hanson's here. How you doing, Hanson? Hackney's, after 70 years on Lake and Waukegan, going out of business. Okay, 70 years in Glenview, staple, going out of business. And here, I'll leave everybody with this. America's biggest home builders are slashing prices. Lennar has reduced its average selling price from 511 G's to $377,000, nearly a 25% decline, inclusive of incentives. D.H. Horton has cut their prices nationally. This is on a national basis. 415 G's down to 366,000, 12% decline. 4 years ago, this would have been hard to imagine. From 2019 to 2022, Lennar sold homes for more than $100,000 above D.R. Horton, with prices for both builders surging. Today, after 4 years of price cuts, they're selling homes for nearly the same price. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You better be prepared for what's happening. And the indicators are not good. The job numbers are not good. The inflation numbers are not good. No matter what anybody in Washington wants to tell you, everything is candy canes and sugar cones and lollipops. Okay, talk to the people that are like I do every single day, between $30,000 and $130,000 worth of credit card debt. They're bleeding out of their ears, their eyeballs, and their nose with their debt. We got some bad things coming up, and you better be ready for it, because I went through it 3 times in this industry. 26 years last Saturday was my 26-year anniversary in this industry. I've seen the peaks and I've seen the valleys, and I've seen warning signs that we're going into another valley, and it's scary as crap. So brace for impact. That was the Center Guard Mailbag, sponsored by Center Guard. We're going to take a quick break here. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. MegaPro's call, text, and phone line. This is Home Stream Chicago, 720 WGM.
WGN. I know you've heard the line, "We're on a mission from God." Here in Chicago, that means something. But for me, it's real. I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and I'm on a mission from God to help business owners achieve their American dream. Because every day I see the same thing: unfiled returns, confusing numbers, IRS letters stacking up, not because business owners are doing anything wrong, but because they're overwhelmed. Here's what I've learned after helping hundreds of business owners. There is always a solution, but you can't reach it until you take control. That's why I built a system to take you from chaos to control. Go to fightbacknow.com and get started. I'll show you exactly what to do, step by step. No guessing, no confusion, just a clear path forward. Go to fightbacknow.com and I'll send you my new book, Fight Back Now, Freedom Through Preparation. Just cover the shipping. I'll take care of the rest. Or if you want to talk to someone right now, call 312-664-6649. Fightbacknow.com, because chaos is the only thing standing in your way.
we had a small job and was going to be probably done a little far out, but treated as if it was a job that needed to be done immediately and for quite a substantial amount more funds. So I guess that was probably one of the keys, is just kind of a consistency throughout, patience, to be ready when we were ready.
We are talking today with mega customer Bryant Bates of Lake in the Hills.
So you have your association, and one of the things that they do here is publish just a list of businesses that other residents have used in the past. And so the company's name popped up on one of those lists. And so I figured I would just start my search there. So first and last call. First call was to you guys, and went ahead and went forward. As I told one of the gentlemen who was out here, he was just very professional and just did a great job.
One mega call does it all.
847-658-8989.
847-658-8989.
Megapros.com. One mega call does it all.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order.
Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer.
Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
A spotlight on fun places to go. A spotlight on fun things to do. Spotlight Chicago, weekdays at 1 on WGN TV and on the free WGN Plus app.
I was out at a restaurant. You heard me talking about my radio show. It comes up to me. He's like, "You have a radio show?"
Do you know who I am?
I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't believe you."
People know me.
And then his wife looks at me. She's like,
Really? I'm very happy for you.
"Why do you have a radio show?" I go, "Because I'm very talented."
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm surprised they didn't look at you and say, like, yes, it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Perfect. Yeah, you have a perfect physique for radio.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200 MegaPros call, text, and photo line. This portion of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by Consumers Credit Union. I talk to them about it every single week, ad nauseum on the show. They have auto loan rates as low as 4.49% if you qualify, and home equity line of credit rates as low as prime -0.5 for those with credit scores over 731 and above, with a starter rate of prime -2 if you qualify. 312-981-7200. Catherine from Plainfield.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you. Okay, I'm calling about I had Access come out and put grab bars in both of my bathrooms. I'm 86 years old, and they did the most wonderful job. Perfect. And John came out and measured, explained to me what I needed. Then Gil came out and installed the grab bars. And I told Gil I would give him a shout-out. What a cute young man, did a perfect job. There's no dust. You wouldn't even know he was here except for the grab bars on the wall. Beautiful job.
Were the grab bars for you or for somebody else, Catherine?
For me. I'm 86 years old, and I'm going to have surgery, I think, and I figured I'd better get some grab bars up there.
And what did those grab bars do for your peace of mind wherever the grab bars were located? Where did they have them installed? In the bathroom, by your bed?
Oh, both. Two bathrooms. One with the bathtub with the shower, and then the other one with the shower stall and also a tub. I had 4 or 5 grab bars installed. Beautiful.
And what did that do for your peace of mind?
Oh, comfortable. I just feel at peace. I mean, to be excited over grab bars, I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, peace of mind. I don't have to be afraid to go in to take a shower anymore, you know?
Well, if you get excited for grab bars, you might be a future girlfriend of mine. You've got low levels of expectation, so that's fantastic. Are you open for soon-to-be 60-year-old married man, or is that something you'd entertain?
Nah.
Nah? All right.
Not right now. Maybe after I have my surgery.
Yeah. Let's get the surgery out of the way, Catherine.
We'll see.
Amy.
Catherine,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And I want to make it clear that there's no job that's too small. These are the types of things that can make a really big impact. And I'm so happy to hear that it did make an impact on you and you do feel more comfortable.
It did. It's almost like I'm in tears over grab bars. I mean, so happy. And they made me feel so comfortable. They're so kind and professional, which is unusual in this day and age. I hate to say, but wonderful company. Wonderful, wonderful.
For others that are
for
others that are listening, Catherine, there are a lot of companies out there that do what they do. What would you tell them about calling Amy and her team and Frank and their team?
Oh, call them. They're they're wonderful. Just wonderful.
All right. There you go. You can't get any better than that. So hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning. Hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product. And when's your surgery? So I know I'll give you about 8 weeks to heal. Then I'll give you a call.
In October.
All right. So maybe February. Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah,
I'll circle back in February. All right. Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ice skating.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it, Catherine. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Or sledding.
All right.
Sledding's good too. 312-981-720. Jim, you got a roof question. Carol Stream, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I have a question for Mike. Recently, I had a roof put on my house, and they were going to come later to do the gutters. He came by and he said, "I'm going to put gutters on there, but I'm not going to be able to guarantee these gutters unless you put gutter guards on there because we have a lot of trees that are going around." My concern is that one, I don't know how this works in the wintertime if the snow melts and goes into these little holes. And I clean my gutter every year. What would he suggest that I do with these gutter guards? And what would happen if I don't get these things cleaned out every year?
Well, Jim, if you don't get your gutters cleaned out every year, especially if you have a lot of trees around the house, the gutter's going to weigh down. They're going to break off your house. They're simply not going to work, and the gutters become useless. On the other hand, for someone to tell you that they can't guarantee your gutters because you've got trees around the house, that's kind of ridiculous.
Isn't that the reason you want them in the first? So the leaves don't get in there, right? Isn't that what the gutter guards are for?
Well, no. If you
he told me that he couldn't guarantee the gutters, the function of the gutters, unless I put gutter guards on.
Oh, got it.
He was just trying to upsell you. Gutter guards help. There's no question. There's good ones. There's bad ones. I've never found a gutter guard that's real good against pine needles. Those just find their way in no matter what. But for the most part, gutter guards are helpful. But for him not to guarantee your gutters because you didn't put gutter guards in is a little ridiculous. Just keep them clean, stay up with the maintenance, or just get the gutter guards and live kind of maintenance free.
Okay.
All right, bud.
Mike, does your company give veteran discounts?
Yes, sir, we do.
What branch?
Okay.
What branch, Jim?
Army.
All right. Well, if you're in the Navy, it would be more because Mike's a Navy veteran. But
well, yeah.
I was thinking just the opposite.
Oh, ouch! Shots fired.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, Jimmy. Well, thank you for your service, Jim. In all seriousness,
Okay.
and Mike will follow up. Our Navy vet will follow up after the show and get something scheduled. Okay, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, and thank you for your service. Hang on for
Thanks,
your Mr.
Jim.
Floyd cleaning product. Jill, divorce question. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Great. Is this a congratulations you're going through a divorce, or I'm very sorry to hear that you're going through a divorce?
Great. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats, Jill. How can we help?
Well, I'm just in a situation where the house is under my name, and I actually did just start a new job, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to. I have a good interest rate right now, but I don't know if they're going to make me refinance it. I don't know. My mother heard you on the radio or heard about you somewhere, and she actually called you and just handed me the phone.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, no problem. Well,
what you do or how you help. Or...
I do everything, and your mom is the smartest lady on the planet. You should kiss her and hug her after hanging this. And by the way, I'm everywhere, Jill. All right, so hold on. Did you get the home in the divorce? Yes or no?
That we haven't finished yet.
Okay, are you going to get the home in the divorce?
I think so.
Do you have to give them any equity out of the home for the final settlement? Yes or no?
I won't know, but I would think not.
Not. Okay, so then why would you have to refinance? Do you have a lot of debt?
Yeah. Together we do. I think that he's going to. Yes, there's that. Yes.
How much debt is it going to be that you have to satisfy after the divorce, ballpark, including your divorce attorney's fees?
I have absolutely no idea. Should I wait and call you back when I have all these answers?
That would probably be a good idea. So here's what we're going to do, Jill. Thank your mom and give her a hug because she loves you and she's taking care of you, and I will take care of you, okay? And we'll talk more. I need a lot more information. I got 40 seconds before the break, but I'll take care of you, okay?
Okay, I'll call you back.
Yeah, well, hang on. Neil will pick you up. Don't move. 312-981-7200. There you go. I get that all the time. Sitting with my mom just handed me the phone.
And you're on the radio.
I'm on the radio. Well, it doesn't happen that, but during the day, I'm like, hi, how can you help? I don't know. My parents just told me to call you. I need help. And they said, I trust you, and you're the only guy that they trust to help me. What's the problem? And 9 times out of 10, I qualify that question because one time I told a lady, congratulations on your divorce, because mine, I was doing backflips. I left skid marks on my car. I couldn't wait to get out of Valparaiso when I got divorced. It was one of the greatest days of my life, next to me getting married to my beautiful smoke show wife this time around, and the birth of my 3 beautiful kids.
You're trying to save it today. I like
you.
it.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Okay. See,
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Boom. So I told her, congratulations, and she started crying, like bawling. I'm like, okay, now I have to qualify that question. So now when anybody calls Tim, I always ask, is it a congratulatory divorce, or is it, hey, I'm sorry. And I do it like that. And 9 times out of 10 is congratulations. I'm like, damn straight, let's go, girl. All right, 312-981.
So empathetic.
I am?
I love it.
It's Sales 101, baby. Listen to your client. 312, all you young sales professionals out there, don't stop.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just because you're young.
Because you're young.
312-981-7200. Take it, sister.
For the win.
All right,
You were
I
just
am.
complaining that I called you an old lady before.
You did.
312.
I didn't like it.
Well, we had a young lady.
You're
here.
a puppy.
That's right. Oh, well, here we go. All right, HR. 312-981-7200. Next, our HR on line 12. 312-981-7200. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago at 720 WGN. And I heard that John Hanson might be walking around the halls like sulking and crying. He might be making an appearance in the next 15 minutes.
Making the ride home much more entertaining. Lisa Dent, afternoons 2 to 6 on WGN.
It's 79 degrees and partly sunny at 12:31. Good afternoon. I'm Sylvia Snowden. The news is sponsored by News Nation. Authorities charge a man in connection with an unsolved West Side murder. In sports, both of our baseball teams are in action today. The Cubs take on the Royals tonight at 6:10, and the White Sox will duke it out with the Cleveland Guardians for first place in the division tonight at 6:15. And it looks like all of our expressways are moving normally at the moment with no new accidents or incidents to tell you about. Felony charges have been filed against the Bellwood man accused of fatally shooting another man on the west side back in June. 32-year-old Levon Glenn has been charged with 3 felonies, including 1 count of first-degree murder. The charges stem from Glenn's alleged involvement in a shooting in the 1100 block of North Latrobe Avenue in Austin on June 19th. Officers were first called to the scene on a report of a person shot in the area. The victim, a 34-year-old man, had suffered a gunshot wound to his chest. He was taken to the hospital where he died. It remains unclear what led to the shooting. Officers took Glenn into custody on Wednesday in Des Plaines. Glenn is set to appear in court today for a detention hearing. Here's your forecast from the WGN Weather Center. Today it'll be mostly sunny and kind of humid with highs in the 80s. Tonight it'll be cloudy with a chance for an isolated shower or 2 overnight. And tomorrow we're expecting a high close to 85 degrees. It's currently 79 at O'Hare, 80 at Midway, and 75 along our lakefront. Chicago News 24/7, breaking news at once. I'm Sylvia Snowden, WGN Radio News.
Hey, it's Kevin Powell here. Missing teeth affect more than your smile. They affect your confidence and quality of life. At Westgate Dental Care, dental implants and full arch restorations help patients eat foods they love, smile with confidence, and feel like themselves. Family owned and serving Chicagoland for 24 years, Westgate Dental Care offers everything from checkups to advanced implant care. Call for a complimentary implant consultation at 847-577-7171 or visit westgatedentalcare.net. Westgate Dental Care, everyone deserves to smile again.
Do you have silver or gold to sell? Call me, the Antique Lady. Now is the best time. Call the Antique Lady at 773-262-1000. For years, WGN listeners have been calling the Antique Lady to sell their antiques and art. Why go to the mall or send your family treasures through the mail? Call 773-262-1000 for a buyer you know and trust. Bring your sterling silver flatware, trays, teapots, and candlesticks to the Antique Lady. Old, broken, and unworn gold pieces sitting in the drawer can be turned into cash. Deal with a family-owned business that's been in the same location for over 30 years. At 6901 Northwestern Avenue in Chicago, you'll receive a fair price with no pressure to sell. Call 773-262-1000 today.
For a scenic road trip, head to LeClaire, Iowa, and board the Riverboat Twilight for a 90-minute cruise on the mighty Mississippi. Then spend the day exploring the charming town of LeClaire, hometown to the American Pickers. Stroll Libation Lane with a winery, brewery, and distillery. Enjoy unique shops, dining, and the Buffalo Bill Museum. And if you're dreaming of more time on the river, Riverboat Twilight's signature 2-day cruises are filling fast for fall. Book your adventure today at riverboattwilight.com.
For the lowest gas prices, visit WGN.com/gas prices. Sponsored by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevy Drive Chicago.
Now you can stream WGN Radio on Apple CarPlay. News and context 24 hours a day. Make us the first button on your digital dashboard. See how at WGNradio.com.
I'd like to welcome John Hanson. I told you he was the guy with the bottle in his left hand. He finally made it to the studio.
I did. I've been sulking my wounds all week.
He shut down the entire, whatever the roadway was earlier today.
I don't remember.
And
which
we
roadway
identified
it was,
you by holding the bottle in your left hand.
Yeah.
They said there was somebody. I'm like, it's Hanson.
That was me. But I'm here still at work. It was.
How you doing?
It's tough getting last place in a race for charity, a duck race. Especially when I led for much of the year, much of the contest.
3-week head start.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You're like, well, you gave it to me first. The only thing I ever said about you, David Hochberg, because you were in last place for a while, I made fun of you because you didn't know the contest had started.
Right.
It was like a polite jab at Hochberg that he wasn't paying attention to the numerous emails and reminders we had gotten at the station.
Okay, can I make a look at the distribution list of that? I am not included on any of those internal.
Suffice to say that that's a little poke, right?
Little poke
It's
to you, that was war.
It's been shock and awe for 3 weeks. My dad is besides himself. Chief Hanson.
He'll get over it.
He does not like you, David.
That's okay. Get in line.
Here's the thing: is I love you, and I thought it was.
Here we go with the Jewish guilt. He's not even Jewish.
Well, no. So you finished in first place, but I got some breaking news.
Yes.
I've done some research into some of your some of your donors.
Okay, fine.
It's all public.
It's all public.
He's
Talk to your synagogue. Apparently, several of the families of the synagogue thought they were sponsoring Kiddush.
Yes.
And nope, it went to the Ducks instead.
Don't worry about it.
Taken away.
It's still good charity. It's tzedakah. Tzedakah. It's charity.
Was tracking some names that I was Googling these names of people that donated to you to just kind of blank LLCs that all have connections to the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund.
Wow. Very good people.
So, again.
Offshore.
They do good work for charity.
There's a random oligarch named Dmitry Volkovsky who donated as well.
Very sensitive guy.
Right.
He loves ducks.
No address on that, no phone number, just a note that says for our continued friendship. That's no good.
We're very tight.
Perhaps the one that hurts me the most of all, I was chatting with Iridian Fierro, a producer that I have that you've stolen a couple times, who's on the mend. she's going to join the show today. She's going to call in. I'm excited on Let's Get Legal.
Uh-huh.
She said the day after her operation, she was coming out of a fog.
Uh-huh.
And in that fog was David Hochberg in her hospital room,
Yep.
shaking down her and her family for a quack pack for the Special Olympics. She was on so many drugs from her operation that she was confused.
Yes.
She handed over her credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Quack pack gone.
And it was processed quickly.
And those are just 4 of the things that I've looked into, Hochberg.
That's fine.
She even took out a HELOC for it.
She
fine.
doesn't even own a home,
It's
David.
fantastic.
So
yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is what. So look, you won. Great. I'm not gonna say fair and square, but you won. But I would rather be down by where I was.
Yeah.
John Williams, Lou Manfredini. We were 4, 5, and 6.
There we go.
And do it the right way. Then do it the way you did. Oligarchs, the Saudi Wealth Fund, my poor producer Iridian, and people in your own religion, your faith, thinking that they were donating to something else and they were donating to you.
Yeah. Still won. Art of War, Navy, when you get shot at,
Shoot back.
shoot back.
Don't miss.
Don't miss and unload, right? When you get shot at, the return salvo is 100 times harsher than the first shot inbound. So the people that shot at you, remember maybe not to do that again.
Let them have it.
Okay.
But don't drag me in. Don't drag me into this.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think
Amy.
about the blood.
Yeah.
That'll be some other things I'll have to look into.
David, you do sound a little quackers.
No, congratulations.
I'll tell you what hurt the most.
What's that?
You duck blocked me with Leahy. You duck blocked me.
I mean, in fairness, I did not play straight the first week. I went to all of our shared sponsors,
Yes.
most of the ones I stole from you at some point, and asked them first to donate to my team before your team. So, in fairness, I deserved a slap back on that one for sure.
And
Yes.
you got it.
I got it. I got
Okay.
it pretty good.
Okay, you got it.
I got it.
All right, felt-
The lesson is learned for next year.
Yeah.
Certainly.
He came in, he started, I think on the air, I'm like, Hanson, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And I sent out the bat signal asking all of our experts on the show who donated, and everybody did, for a little assistance, went on social media, and we had 900 ducks in one day.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I will just say I hope around Christmas time or the holiday season again we do the naughty or nice list.
Yeah.
I think that'll pan out to be exactly what it was last year on which hosts are naughty or which are nice. And nice guys finished last, unfortunately. And
How
I
many
think that's,
shows do you have here? How many hours on the week are you on the radio? How many hours of the week?
6 to 8, but then I fill in a bunch as well. Yeah,
How many hours do I have
you're
here?
on 3, and they're the longest 3. It feels like 6 to 8, but
You're telling
it's
me.
just 3,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it's only 3, but you're right. The ratio, but then in fairness, then you and I didn't do so bad compared to some of these hosts that are on 4 hours a day for five days a week, right?
Yeah,
The Saturday crew. I mean, me, you, and Lou. You add up our totals hours on air. We did pretty good.
Yeah, we crushed it
against the weekday folks. I will say.
If you would like to partner next year, I would be open to that.
We'll still lose to Wendy Snyder if she's on next year.
I doubt that. I will take her and Jimmy out. That's it.
Yeah, that's. No, we'll do it individual again next year.
That's
I
fine.
got to change stratagem a bit.
Stratagem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the noun of
look it up.
Yeah, and
He went to U of I.
I know.
I put my money on John.
He worked in Congress too. If he hasn't reminded you. Okay.
Anyways, I love you, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Please tell your dad to stop sharpening the axe.
Well, are we done? Can we bury the?
Yeah, we're fine.
All right, we're good.
Until next year. When you shoot at me, I come back at you. I did not take the first shot.
You did not.
Okay. That's it. So shake hands. I'll hug you off air.
Maybe.
Because we have cameras in here. It'd be a little inappropriate. and I'm a hugger. We wish you well next year. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
You too.
Black and the Hawk sign Kane. Didn't know if you knew that.
I did know that. Yes, yes, and it's going to be great.
All right.
October 6th. Bye.
Love you, buddy.
You
Bye
too.
bye. 312-981. That's John Hanson. Let's get legal. Coming up, last place finisher in the duck contest. D, you have a question about seller financing.
Yeah. Hi, David. I love your show, and thank you for being funny and trustworthy, too.
Thank you.
Trustworthy. I appreciate that. I inherited a couple of little rental houses, and I really don't like being a landlord. One of my renters, trustworthy, dependable, responsible people, would like to purchase their house.
Okay.
But for tax reasons, I can't really afford to sell it right out. So I was wondering what you thought about seller financing. My CPA and my finance guy both have data but no opinion, and what I need is an opinion, and I know you'll have one.
So how much is the house worth?
Probably not more than 300, probably in the high 200s.
And you own the house free and clear?
Yes. No, I don't have a mortgage on it.
How much of a mortgage do you have on it?
$70,000.
All right, so you're going to sell them the house for $300. You're going to pay off your $700, right? You're going to pay off your $70. Well, you're not even going to pay off your $70 because you're going to do seller financing. You're going to have the mortgage on it. I would check with your tax. Tim, does this make sense? Not selling a house for some reason for tax purposes? She's got $230,000 worth of equity, closing cost, probably another $10,000 in closing costs. So she'd walk away with $220 instead of doing seller financing, which is a higher risk because then you're at the risk of that person not paying you a mortgage payment, and then you have to foreclose and all this mishigas. What are your thoughts?
I would at least get a CPA involved, and then I would unload it.
Yeah,
I do. My CPA says it's going to push me into a tax bracket that I don't want to be in.
Well, why do you want to sell it? Why don't you just own it? I'd rather own it as a landlord instead of own it as a mortgage company, personally. Right. That's just me.
Agreed.
That's the plan. When my husband passed away, to hang on to the houses until my kids inherit them, and he did a great deal of improvement on them. So the capital gains is in the market. There's still, the market there is still strong. So my kids won't have the same tax burden that I would. I really don't like being a landlord. I don't like it.
Well, okay. If you don't like being a landlord, how are you going to feel being a mortgage holder?
I don't have to worry about drippy roofs and taxes and all that stuff. So
I guess so. Okay, so they're going to. You're still going to have the mortgage on the house. Are they going to give you $70,000 to pay off the mortgage?
That hasn't been worked out yet. I'm running it by my finance person and you before I make any kind of move whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I would defer it to your finance person and I would defer it to your CPA. But being a bank has got its own set of problems, and I would check with a real estate attorney as well. Is it here in Illinois or is it in a different state?
Yeah. It's in DuPage County.
All right, I would check with David Schluter about being your own bank because you've got rules there because you're turning into a lender, right, Tim?
Absolutely.
So you've got a lot of moving pieces here. Me personally, I'd wait until you're in a lower tax bracket and sell it when you're in a lower tax bracket, personally, instead of being a bank, right? And talk with your you got a lot of spinning plates and fiery balls going on here. And I'm good with the spinning plates, but the fiery balls I'm not so good at because they're fiery. So I would defer it. But personally, if I had the two options, I would hold it as a rental, and I would then wait until you're in a lower tax bracket and sell it. That's just me personally. I am not a CPA. I am not a certified financial planner. I don't know your overall financial picture, but based upon what you're giving me, that's what I would recommend.
That's why I called. Thank you so much for your help.
No, you're awesome. Hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product of your choice. We're going to take a quick break. Knock out John and Mike before we go around with the nugget of knowledge on the way out the door. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN.
Chicago's very own WGN.
Hey, John Williams here. When you're looking for durable replacement windows and doors that'll stand up to Chicago weather, look no further than Next Door and Window. Next CEO Justin Bartley is here to tell you why.
Thanks, John. When Chicago weather acts up, the last thing you want is leaky windows and drafty doors. Next, fiberglass replacement windows outperform vinyl and wood options and deliver better energy efficiency year-round.
Even during hot Chicago summers?
Absolutely. Fiberglass doesn't expand and contract like vinyl. Our windows stay snug and tight, and the summer heat is no match for fiberglass. It's 8 times stronger than vinyl and can last up to 50 years. And it's designed to reflect the heat and the dangerous UV rays.
Wow, sign me up.
Great timing, John. Next is offering 50% off installation and 0 interest and 0 payments for 12 months.
When you're looking for windows that stand up to Chicago weather, give Next a call, 844-600-NEXT, or visit nextwindow.com today.
We're right next door.
Robert Andreas was a World War II veteran who served in the 82nd Airborne Division. In 1956, Robert became a bricklayer in Cicero. A few years later, Robert began to focus on concrete, and with his sons, Bobby, Brad, and Byron, Robert Andreas and Sons Concrete Contractors was born. In the beginning, it was his 3 sons and a laborer doing all the work by hand. Today, Robert Andreas & Sons is a company with state-of-the-art equipment that can handle the smallest residential project all the way up to the largest industrial or commercial job. As owners, Byron oversees the company's operations, while Debbie, his sister, oversees the company's administration. Byron's daughter Sarah, 3rd generation, handles sales and marketing. Now is the ideal time to have Andreas & Sons install or repair your driveway, sidewalk, patio, or steps. Do yourself a favor and contact Andreas & Sons, a true family-owned business. Call 708-863-5735 or visit AndreasConstruction.com. Dornboss Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to launch Cooling with a Cause, supporting Project Fire Buddies. From now through August 31st, Dornboss will donate $5 for every AC tune-up, $25 for every single system replacement, and $50 for every full system replacement to help support a local child battling a serious illness. Make comfort count. Schedule at dornboss.com/WGN or call 708-831-2281. Dornboss Heating and Air Conditioning, when only a legacy of comfort and excellence will do.
When you buy a car, you got a lot of options. You get 4 wheels, but how many doors do you want? Do you want a trunk or a frunk? A sunroof, moonroof, or a roof that comes all the way off? With Consumers Credit Union, your team can help you find your dream car and finance it with the kind of low fees and great rates that keep your options open. Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Amy?
Yeah.
I'm not touching your last name because there's a bet and over-under that I'll screw up your last name. Ferrera.
Ferrari.
Ferrera.
Furball.
Ferrera.
Flapjack. Fight Club.
Fructose.
Farfalle.
Ferrarell. Holy flippin' flap.
Ferrarell.
Got it right. I didn't know this was an English class today, which, if it is, I'll get another D.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Your family was quite upset with me when you first came on.
Yeah, they all heard. They all heard you
And
butchering it. Butchering.
But I've got it Ferrarell.
You got it.
Right. Charlie Romiliotis. Took me 6 months, and he works here. 312-981-7200. John, we got a minute. We got 1 minute for you, 1 minute for Mike. Then we got to go around and get out of here. How can we help?
Okay, I have 2 questions. What is the value of home equity? I owe no money. My house is paid for. I got maybe a couple $100,000. Is there any value for me getting home equity?
Yes.
loan?
Number one, it protects people from coming in and trying to steal your title because they'll see that you own the house free and clear. If they see a mortgage, a HELOC on it, you're less susceptible to scumbag attorneys trying to place lawsuits against you and scumbag people trying to steal your title. That's number one. And number 2, the biggest benefit, it's there for when you have an emergency, like my young man who lost his job, who got retired from his job, was on a pension, couldn't find another job, went into foreclosure, loaded up his credit card with $60,000. If he had a HELOC, if you had the same situation and he had a HELOC, he wouldn't have been in foreclosure, screwed up his credit, and be in $60,000 worth of debt. It's just there as an emergency shoot. That's it.
Okay. One more question.
Quick.
Is online banking, is that trustworthy at all or what?
Depends on the bank that you're online banking with. So, yes, and be careful.
They have online checking that pays 4% interest. Is that?
I
don't know what a good company is.
John, I would do your research.
Due diligence.
Do your due diligence. Check out the ratings. There's a Better Business Bureau. There's online rating services, and if it sounds too good to be true, it typically is. And if you're asking me if you should trust it, you probably shouldn't, right? If you've got any type of concern about it, don't do it. Hang on for your Mr. Fleur cleaning product. Mike, last caller into the show. Reverse mortgage question. Go.
Hey, thank you, David. Next door neighbor passed away. We want to buy her lot, her property, and tear it down. What is the strategy? She had a reverse mortgage on it. What is the strategy to buy that property?
Call the person that the property was left to, right? There's a trust, there's an estate, or it's got to go through probate. So whoever is the contact person for that lady, for your neighbor's property, may her memory be a blessing, who passed away, you contact them, then call me, and we'll take a look at getting financing of the property.
But if But if that property is on a reverse mortgage,
Doesn't matter.
They don't necessarily own it.
That
Still has to go through probate.
Not necessarily, Mike. If somebody was left the house in a deed or a trust or a will, I'm sorry, in a will or a trust, if this lady passed away and left the house to Tim, Tim's got the right to sell that house to you. The reverse mortgage gets paid off. You own the house. It's that simple.
I see.
If
Okay,
the lady
great.
did not
Thank
leave
you.
the house to somebody like Tim or a family member, then that house has to go. They have to find family members. The house has to go through probate. Then you could buy it from them after it goes through probate. Make sense?
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
All right, but the reverse mortgage has got nothing to do with it. It's a mortgage, like any other mortgage that gets paid off after you buy the house. Okay, bud?
Okay.
All right, hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product. Amy, you got 1 minute. Nugget of knowledge, my friend. Take it away.
So I just want people to remember that there's a lot of different products out there besides stair lifts and elevators that, you know, like grab bars from Catherine earlier in the show, that can be helpful to you with your accessibility needs. And if you reach out to us, we will come out and we can help educate you to figure out the best plan of action for your specific accessibility needs and wants.
Phone number, website.
630-616-6249. And our website is allaboutaccess.com.
Mike Houston, Lindholm Roofing, Nugget of knowledge, buddy.
Anything you want us to come out and take a look at, gutters, siding, roofing, please give us a call. We've just had a lot of nasty storms come through. You don't know what damage may or may not have been having occurred on your roof. Please give us a call at 773-283-7675 or info@lindholmroofing.com.
Tim Stearns, TJ Stearns, financial advisor, planner, expert, Nugget of knowledge, buddy.
Well, with the government numbers coming out that weren't so great, and what we talked about today was stagflation looking down, make sure you know what's in your portfolio. And if you don't, give us a call at 1-800-640-2256, and we'll do an x-ray.
Get in defensive position because you're going to
Exactly.
need to be in a defensive mode
Agreed.
coming up. You got to. I'm just telling you, the people online, the experts that I follow and read and listen to, all of them are flashing warning signs, which is scary as hell.
Exactly.
Phone number if our listeners want to reach out to you for financial advice or benefits for their small, medium, large-size companies.
1-800-640-2256.
I'm David Hochberg. I think what we learned from the show is there's not one size fits all for everybody's challenge, right? We're kind of like the Baskin Robbins of home improvement, home advice, home education show, right? It's tough. We need more information, like the lady who wanted to own the house or be the bank, or is it $40,000 enough to should they be paying $40,000 for 1,700 square foot? Or Amy, the barometric pressure people,
Bariatric.
Bariatric. It helps move extremely larger listeners to transfer, especially in hospitals. This is what we learned. The lady with Tim who had 70-80% of her portfolio in Apple stocks.
Yeah, 90,
and had no idea she had it in Apple stocks because she thought she was diversified. That is what we do. That is why we come here every Saturday. We are here to help you, and we enjoy you listening to the show, and we appreciate the support. And for everybody that bought a duck from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It went to a good cause. I bust John's chops. But in all good fun, we raised a ton of money here at WGN. That's what it's all about. 10,487 ducks. All of the hosts raised $53,650, which is all that matters. It's all in good fun. And stay tuned for Let's Get Legal with John Hanson. It's a great show, and he's a pretty decent guy. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next Saturday.
Do you know how many sump pumps fail? All of them. The question isn't if your sump pump will fail, it's when. And with summer storms rolling through Chicagoland, now is the time to make sure yours is ready. Hi, I'm Joel Spencer with Permaseal. We've helped protect over 500,000 homes across Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. From sump pumps and battery backup systems to ejector pumps, we help homeowners prepare for the next heavy rain. That's why we install the most reliable systems to keep your basement dry when you need them most. We're also home to the Basement Defender, the only system that tests your sump pumps daily, alerting you to potential issues before an emergency. And right now, Home Sweet Home Chicago listeners can receive 5% off their sump pump system. Visit permaseal.net/suite or call 800-421-SEAL to schedule your free inspection. And be sure to mention SUITE for your discount.
Don't